Yeah, well, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Sky Blue Fans TV. Yes, we're live as usual. I'm from Studio One, the best studio out of the lot of us. No one can compete with this one. They got a lot of competing to do to catch me up with this one. But good evening, everyone. What a great night that was last night, watching a bit of football. We got some football to talk about at last. That's what we're going to start off the show tonight with. We are also going to talk about supporters clubs. Some of the rules have changed. We know what the rules are. So Claudio is going to fill us in on that. We're going to talk about, is it now time that we twist or we stick? Do we twist because we are that close to getting to the Premier League over the last few years? Do we go and make a marquee signing that, you know, really puts a statement on the league and says, this is Coventry, this is what they're about, they mean business this season? We're going to talk a little bit about that later on as well. Also, we'll look ahead to St Pauli. We've got a couple of facts about them who are coming on Saturday. And by the way, there won't be any road closures after the games. It's just been announced. They're not expecting a big crowd, so there won't be any road closures after the game on Saturday. That's a relief because I've got to get straight off to do a party. And just let you all know, if you want to come and say hello Saturday, I'll be DJing down at Dylan's before the game, which is going to be brilliant. So you can come and say hello. Right then, let's get the show on the go because we have got loads to talk about. This is going to be, just strap yourselves in because this is going to be a long one, I think, because there's so much to talk about. Let's get him in. He's been on holiday. He's finally back and he looks ridiculous. Good evening, Claudio.
Good evening, Miles. It seems a bit of sunshine outside.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't believe you. I just can't believe you. Serious, can't believe you.
I can't see out of these.
Fantastic.
Everything's blurry.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And let's get Vicky in. Good evening, Vicky.
Good evening.
I'll give up, Vic. I really do.
I know. That's why it'll be a long show because Claudio's back.
I know. Just before we do get on, I've got to announce this because there's only 8 tickets left.
Amazing.
So the fans forum next Thursday, brilliant. Only 8 tickets left. So get online, get in on YouTube, go into our description. You can get the link there. You can get your tickets now for our start of the season fans forum next Thursday at the Stag and Hen in Coventry. We will all be there. We want everyone to wear sky blue. It's going to be brilliant. And there's 8 tickets left. That's it. Nothing else. Once they're gone, and you get a free chip batch as well. Also, don't forget, you can get your tickets now for David Speedie night, 26th of September. Head over to the Walsgrave Workingmen's Club Facebook page. You can buy your tickets there, or you can get it in the link in our description on YouTube. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up tonight. Let's get as many thumbs up as we can. And also give us a like and subscribe as well. It's free to do so, or you can join for $1.99 a month or $4.99 a month, and you get early access to the history podcast with Claudio and Jim Brown. So you get the access to that, and also you get some fancy little stickers that you can put on comments and stuff that people can see while you're commenting on YouTube. And as for the forum, we do have 2 tickets to give away for the raffle, which is Tom Grennan at the CBS Arena. We've got 2 tickets to give away for those. And also we've got 2 tickets for David Speedie as well. And we've got this picture as well from Gordon Tullier. That's up for the raffle. So there's some great prizes. Right, let's get on with this show then. I want to start the show. I just want to say it was so good to be back at the CBS last night. 2 disappointments, though. I was disappointed. No new tannoy system and no new floodlights, which I thought we were going to get. But I do like the new turnstiles. Let's come to you first then, Claudio. I mean, it was great to be back, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. But I was pleased that they put the kickoff back because I was going to struggle to get there for a 7 o'clock. And I got in with about 5 minutes before kickoff. But the turnstiles were great. It was really quick. But what's annoying is if you're going to buy multiple tickets, you need to share the the ticket, you can't just have it on one phone. There's one guy who passed it back. He passed his phone back 5 times, and he was letting them in one by one. Just, put it on the phone. Share the actual ticket. It's going to be a nightmare if people are going to start doing that. But it was great. But what happens then? Do you reckon they might announce next week, by the way, we're going to send you out a link and your season ticket's going to be on your phone like that? Because
I don't know.
That will stop you sharing it, won't it? They could do that. It'd be
Maybe.
interesting what they do, because I presume you still could do the paper ticket on the front as well. Is there like
there's
QR code on paper ticket?
Yeah, so you got your So we had paper tickets last night for Saturday, and they've got a little QR code, and then at the bottom of the thing there's a little screen, and then that scans the QR code.
Oh right, no, I thought it was really efficient. It was great. I love the World Cup. In fact, I was glad there wasn't too much of a crowd there, to be honest. I quite enjoyed I thought it was going to be a struggle to get in, but it was great. Decent summer evening, wasn't it? I was in my new top and my shorts, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was
glad
nice.
To be back. But you're right about the tannoy and the floodlights. Absolute pants. I was in block 18. I had to wipe my feet on the way out. I wasn't in the box last night.
The thing is though, it's long overdue a tannoy and new floodlights, and I was so looking forward to hopefully seeing that last night, Vic, a new tannoy system, hearing it, new floodlights, because we heard that we were going to get new floodlights. We heard that we were going to get a new tannoy system, but it still hasn't happened. They're trying to improve. I know it takes time, and I'm very impatient. I just want now. It's got to be now. But I know it does take time, but it was great to be back, wasn't it, Vic?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, ready for some proper Sky Blue football again. So that's all great. I think with the tannoy and all that, I mean, from what we've heard, a lot of like the improvements around the ground have been done by the clubs themselves rather than like the Fraser Group. But you just think things like the tannoys and the floodlights, that can't be us. That's got to be them. And like you just think at some point they need to put some investment into like those things that need doing. Really, I mean, the tannoy's been poor for years, and it's getting beyond a bit of a joke now, isn't it? So yeah, and it makes you wonder if that's a stumbling block on these whole negotiations, because it's Doug saying you want us to rent, but you're not giving us the facilities we need, and that would be a legitimate argument, wouldn't it? Really?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that could be part of it. Now, before we talk about the players and the performances, one thing I did notice last night: how short and how narrow have we gone with that pitch? Haven't we? We have definitely gone shorter. Now it's definitely narrower. That corner flag down by Singer's Corner, it was definitely closer before. I don't know what you thought, Vicky. Could you tell where you sit? Because you're on the side, aren't you? So it might be a little bit more difficult to tell. Could you tell anything by that angle?
I didn't notice the width. I thought it looked shorter though. I'll have to pay more attention on Saturday.
Well, you probably won't notice it from the side because it probably is a little bit difficult to tell if it's narrower. It's definitely shorter. There is definitely more room behind the goal. There definitely is. Did you notice anything, Claudio? Did you notice that last night?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was shorter or narrower, or the matting around the side was bigger. That's what I was trying to work out, because the matting looks a lot bigger than before as well. The bit where they slide off. I mean, it doesn't matter how short or narrow they make that pitch. There's still some players who can't cover it.
But I'll tell you what, though, it definitely did. It was the first thing. I think when I sat down front of Paul Cuttyford, and then I moved over to next to Neil, and I said to Paul, we both said it's definitely narrower. And then I said to Neil, do you think it's narrower? Do you think the flag it isn't as far into the corner? And it definitely isn't. It definitely isn't as far into the corner. But the pitch does look great. It looks fantastic, doesn't it? I mean, God, it looks better than my carpet in the living room.
It's improved massively since we took control of it, which is what he said back in February, I think.
Yeah.
That, Frasers weren't doing it, or the company who was meant to be doing it weren't doing it properly, so they took charge of the pitch, and it proved, didn't it? It improved the last 3 or 4 home games. It was dreadful, wasn't it? Come March time.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, there's no excuses, is there? If you want to play football, you can play football on that pitch.
Yeah, definitely can. Now, I want to talk about a couple of players. I thought, do you know what? I was so impressed with Rushworth. I flipping heck. Oh my goodness. He is a keeper, isn't he, Claudio? How many years have I been saying we need a Premier League keeper at the back in our goal? He looks the part, doesn't he?
He looked huge for a start. When he was warming up, when he ran out, I said to Luca, I said, God, he looks big, doesn't he? He looks tall. And his gloves look massive, which is just as well because he pulled off a couple of really good saves in the first half. And what I liked about him, he was out of his box. He was, 30 yards off his goal line at one stage, and he looked quite happy being there, whereas the other lot don't. They don't look very comfortable at all when they come out, I don't think. So hopefully, with the training he's had, and he's played already in the Championship, hasn't he? He's played plenty of matches.
Yeah.
For me, he has to start if we've got him on loan. I can't see Brighton letting us have him if he's going to sat on the bench. I know is there a call back? Is there or something they reckon? But
January, I think.
Last night Frank said it's a season loan, so I'll be amazed if he's not starting the first game of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Victoria, what did you think to him? I thought it was magnificent to see such a confident performance. His ball distribution was fantastic. I thought there was a couple of quick releases he did. I mean, he does look the bee's knees, doesn't he?
Yeah, like a decent presence, which is what we've been calling out for a lot, really, isn't it? And I think there were some decent saves. And sometimes it's just how these things work out, isn't it? Like, it's a good start. So it's the first time, like, a number of people will have seen him in a sky blue shirt. So you start your first game, you play well, you good presence, pull off some good saves, and then you just get into the season with confidence. And I think one of the positions that's most crucial for is the goalkeeper. And unfortunately, as we've discussed in the past, Collins just seems completely devoid of confidence now. And so having a goalkeeper that actually feels like he's going to command his position is integral, really, isn't it? And hopefully can deal with some of the issues that we've had at the back over the past couple of seasons just by bringing a bit more confidence in front of him so people don't make silly mistakes out of nervousness. That's what you'd hope for, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, and also the way that when Real Betis had a shot and it went wide or whatever, he was straight at the defenders and whoever was in front of him, trying to tell them, come on, he was really confident in talking to the players. Where Dovin, when he first started, he was very shy, he didn't really do much. You do see a bit of it off Wilson. You don't see much of it off Collins, but I thought that his presence in the box, even when they had a shot, he was really on top of it, wasn't he? He was really commanding it, really.
Yeah.
Which is what you want.
Definitely.
So let's have a look then at the starting lineup. I mean, it was probably the starting lineup. Everyone probably thought it was going to be Claudio to start the game, because he's got to now, with 2 games, he's got to figure out who's going to start next week against Hull. Me and Neil Thomas, we were talking and we're saying the first half, do you think that's the starting 11 he's going to start with against Hull? Do you think that's the case?
I hope not. I can't be honest.
Elaborate.
Yeah, well, to me, we can't have Bidwell starting when you got the new signings, and the headache he's got is what should we call him? KKH for short. He needs to play as well, and he got Milan. So I don't know how he's going to work this at the minute. And the trouble is, Miles, I'm still not happy with the 2 centre halves. I'm just not. They don't sit comfortable for me, and coming to start the season, I really hope we get in a really good centre half before the start of the season. But it's almost too late, isn't it? Because they've had the pre-seasons now. Who's going to come in and just walk straight in unless they're a top player? So I think there will be changes to that lineup come the first game of the season. I expect Brow to start. He looked good as well when he came on. But for me, I mean, just talking about the starting lineup, but there's that young lad who came on who looked so confident, I thought, and Perry. And I'm just thinking, maybe it's about time as a club we do promote our youngsters into the first team on a more regular basis, and not, do a Sunderland. why not? And I think the crowd will get behind our own players. We do it a lot. Our club, we're pretty good at that. Give them a chance. Because what I don't want to see is like Kai Andrews go out again on loan, and we don't see him, and then he disappears into the ether, and that's it. And he ends up at flipping Bromley or, Dagenham and Redbridge or what, you know what I mean? He just disappears from league football. I just think there's still issues there. I don't expect that to be the starting lineup. But we need to replace Binks. He's gone, hasn't he? So he's another player that needs to be replaced as well.
Yeah, I think that question got asked last night after Frank Lampard had an interview with, I don't know who it was for CWR. It was some northern guy working for CWR interviewing Frank Lampard. Can't a local person work for CWR and interview their own club?
I think he commentated on the game as well. I think it was Carsten, I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, Vicky, that starting, Claudio's just said he thinks that there will be changes in there. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I probably agree with Claudio. I was surprised that Brow wasn't starting, because you sort of think, you look at it and you think we're getting towards the stage now where he's going to be playing virtually what his first 11 is going to be, because we're building up now to like proper games, and so you've done your fitness and you're sort of playing around, and now you're getting down to like the serious business, aren't you? So I was expecting that would be close to our starting 11, and so I was a bit surprised that Bidwell came into the Brow. I like Bidwell, but so you sign Brow, he's meant to be presumably the player that we're looking to improve that side next season, and so I was surprised that he didn't start. I think, I guess it depends now, doesn't it? I think that's going to be more or less the starting 11 unless we sign people that are better than those players. So it really probably talks about the business now between now and the start of the season. And like Claudio said, it's quite late, and so it's going to have to be a pretty decent signing to be someone that's going to walk straight into that team. And so I guess we're looking at what the business is now between now, I suppose, in the next 7 days, really.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I want to ask you a question, Miles. What did you think to Sheaf last night?
Yeah. What did I think to Sheaf? I thought he was very poor, to be honest. I thought he gave the ball away quite a bit. I didn't think he looked very confident at all. But then again, I just don't get it. I don't understand what's going on with Sheaf, because for when Hamer and O'Hare were here, he was brilliant, and all of a sudden he's dropped off. I don't know if it's because of the injury-prone season last season, could have affected his confidence a bit, but he definitely wasn't. He wasn't himself. Still, he's definitely.
Do you think injuries are taking their toll generally now? Because it was injury told last season, but also the season before. We've had a few seasons now where he's been in and out of the team. And do you think just general injuries are starting to take their toll now? Because I mean, when he first came in, I remember being a massive advocate for him. Lots of people were saying he wasn't good enough, and I really rated him. And that season when we made the playoffs, and even some of that FA Cup season, but now it just doesn't look like the same player. And the worry is, can he get back to that level? Because you're watching him, you're thinking, what's happened to the Chief that we could see before that looked like he could be a sort of Premier League midfielder, and that it just seems like he's struggling to get to those levels again. You just wonder whether it is too many injuries now. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not even sure he can play with Grimes as two holding midfielders. Maybe that's the problem. Because you mentioned Hamer and O'Hare, he was the one holding midfielder. The other two are more forward, weren't they? He sits with Grimes, doesn't he, really? And Rodoni does his little bit in the midfield. I don't think it's working at all with those. And it didn't work towards the end of the season either, I don't think. Don't know. Out of all of them, out of the midfielders, he looked well short for me last night. And when Torp came on, I think he was like a breath of fresh air in that position, in that sort of more forward role. I thought Torp did really well actually last night.
Yeah, Torp did well when he came on.
And your dog agrees as well. I can hear him.
Yeah, no, it's like there's someone. There's someone behind the fence where they shouldn't be. There's an area behind my fence where they're not meant to be, and I think there's kids behind there.
A dog in there, is it?
No, it's in between us and a certain big factory. But But no, yeah, Sheaf, I don't. Yeah, like Vicky said, I think is it the injuries that are starting to catch up with him now, and you get to that point, don't you, where you can't really fully recover if you've had so many different injuries, can you? It's very difficult to get to match fitness. So, is it a player we keep and let his contract run out and give him away for free, or do we cash in now, even if we got $1 million for him, which we'll get the money back then, won't we? So
he's got a year left, Miles. Is it a year?
Yeah, he's got a year left this season. Yeah.
It's interesting that there's no talk about him this summer, is there? Like there was in previous summers. No rumours. Nobody interested in him at all.
No,
and I think that says a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
He'll probably be gone in the morning now. Said that.
Yeah, probably. He was talking to the Real Betis lot after the game. I thought, I wonder if he's off to Real Betis.
Well, no one saw Louis Binks going, did they? That was out of the blue. We've said this. Forget all the rumours. That's not how Doug operates.
No, that's it. Right, before we carry on, let's get some comments in just shortly, just 2 seconds. Let me just remind everybody. There's 8 tickets left for this event at the Stag and Hen next Thursday, 7th of August, hosted by ourselves, Sky Blue Fans TV, start of season fans forum. Get your tickets on our YouTube channel now. Head over there. The link's in there, or you can copy that link on there into your browser and you can buy your tickets. There's only 8 left, so good luck. I can't believe it. We've nearly sold out. It's unbelievable. And on the raffle prizes, you get to win 2 tickets to see Tom Grennan at CBS on the 29th of August. Also 2 tickets to see David Speedie. If you haven't got those tickets yet, then please head over to the Walsgrave Workingmen's Club Facebook page, or in our description on YouTube. You can click the link and you can get your tickets there. 26th September, the night before the Birmingham game. And you can also win this lovely picture from Gordon Tullier. It's amazing. I was talking to him in the queue on Friday. Each picture takes 7 hours. There you go. Each one. So absolutely brilliant. So superb stuff. Right, let's get some comments in.
All right, Autism Monkey. Even everyone, a couple of points to make. BTA looks more threat than Sims, but won't start as Sims can't make an impact off the bench. Paul Cuttifer says, I'm furious, absolutely furious. How many times must we suffer at the hands of owners that are loggerheads with each other? I'm sick to death of the new ground plan. I don't want a new ground, just buy the CBS. In my head, I can hear Paul saying that, by the way. Yeah, we'll probably discuss that in a bit, actually. Gavster Legrand says, good evening, bonsoir. Lots of good evenings. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll go through to the comments. Mark Patman says, a decent striker is needed for us. Salop, CCFC, Napoli Mafiosi is back. Just listening to TalkSport. Palace, Brighton, Bournemouth fans moaning about no transfers. We don't want to spend silly money and regret it later. Sky Blue fans travels far. I was in Naples airport and I got recognised in the queue to getting on the plane. I think it's fun. Yes, there's a Cov lad watches us over there in Naples. He's working over there. It's fantastic, isn't it? I was a bit scared, actually. He's been in Naples getting recognised, you know what I mean? Mick Kelly was well impressed with City last night. I was hoping it was Cameron De Rossi because he's out there, isn't he? But it wasn't. Wayne Brewerton, evening guys from Weymouth on me holes.
Oh, good evening.
Paul Stratton says, we're all being played. Oh, I wonder why that is. And join Claudio has joined the mafia. They won't have me. And Sean says, can we please bring back Sandstorm music for the lads to come out to? No, it's the traditional Sky Blue song.
No.
You don't realise how hard
Storm for.
Gavson Legrand, it was a fast trying to get into the ground last night. I don't think the 7 o'clock kickoff helped either because my lad doesn't finish work till 6. It's just too early, and I don't understand why it was 7 o'clock in the first place.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
Ralph Wiggins, good evening to you all. Can't wait for the new season. Really enjoyed last night's game. I thought the last 25 minutes was good. Lee Dan, evening. We've all seen our biggest problems Wednesday evening against Real Betis. A quality striker, a midfielder who can thread balls through to the front men is needed. Please, Frank, go and get them. Yeah, we're nowhere near the finished article. Rich T, team looking good, but still need 2 in for the obvious positions. That still required strengthening. Assassin's Night, he can't wait for the season to start. Salop CCFC says, Claudia, how was it using the turnstiles? You normally go through the posh doors next to the casino. Well, I'll be spending more time in Block 18 this season. So if you want to come and say hello,
he's been kicked out.
Yeah. If you want to come and say hello, I'll ignore you, but you can try and say hello. Gaston Legrand says he had 3 on his phone last night. Come on, you need to share it to make it quicker. Although your kids and that, it's difficult, isn't it, with things like that? Because if you've got little kids with you, you've got to scan them in, haven't you? So they need to. Yeah, it's a good idea, but it needs work, doesn't it? So maybe you have to print off the tickets for the kids. Lee Beckett wouldn't surprise me with a digital season ticket. Sausage Night, loving the weather in Lanzarote, enjoying the Coventry History podcast. Thank you very much. Yes, we got episode 40. We did episode 40. Was it doing it a year now, Miles? It's 40 episodes. Not too bad, is it?
40, blimey.
And we've got
that's gone quick. That's gone quick.
And we've got a massive list that Jim showed me. And it's all right for Jim. It's all in his head. He tells me 24 hours before what we're doing. And I have to quickly sit there and make sure I've got some knowledge. Jordan Williams, evening, everyone. My little one's first game yesterday. Loved every second. I saw a photo of Jordan, actually, with the 2 kids. It was great, isn't it? I do love it, seeing kids with their parents going up to the game. It's absolutely fantastic. Jim McSweeney says, the Sweeney theme tune's in my head now. The pitch looks excellent. And last, he says, Assassin's Night, we have a superb goalkeeper. And in fairness, Doug has tried to sign him. So, it's Brighton, you don't want to sell him. Gavster Legrand says, are the club putting on free shuttle bus this season? I'll tell you what the club aren't doing. There's no official coach travel this season. That's what I've heard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. And thank you, Rowan Welsh. We got a new member.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Rowan. Yes, if you want to become a member, please join. It's $1.99 a month or $4.99. And you get exclusive access, early access to the History Podcast. And also you get some funny little stickers. It will be available tomorrow, the History Podcast.
It's quite funny because I went to fetch my daughter from Bolton, so I had a van. It's got a brand new screen in it for all your phone and that. And I was getting WhatsApp messages, and you can listen to them. So you just press the button, but it describes all the emojis, and it was hilarious. So somebody would say, "Yeah, that was a great game last night." Laughing emoji, party popper, sky blue heart. That was pretty good. Rich T, bit of a needle in the second half yesterday for a friendly. They were falling over very easily. I thought Schifo put in some tasty challenges the first half, actually, but you can never tell. These Spaniards, they're worse than Italians for diving around.
No, shut up, are they? No one's ever worse than the bloody Italians.
Anthony Pettifer, I thought they added more matting, which makes it look shorter. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure. We'll have to find out.
The pitch is definitely narrower and shorter. It really is.
Yeah, something looked different, didn't it? Mark
because I'll tell you why. Because at the side, there's more run-up grass. There's more of a run-up. So you've got the grass, then you've got the Astro, and then you've got the black rubber matting. And that's definitely wider, that run-up. If you look at that picture behind Vicky, right?
Yeah.
You can see that picture there. There is more grass than that. That line there, there is definitely more grass than that there.
So maybe it's to do with getting crosses in the box and throw-ins and things like that.
It is.
They probably realise that when we take corners, it's like having a 5-year-old take a corner sometimes, isn't it? They can't reach the 18-yard box. They have to make the pitch shorter.
They need a size 4 football instead of a 5.
They need to make the goals bigger and the pitch shorter. Mark Rainbow, does the pitch look short and narrow because the old Hordens have been taken away? I've got to say, when the Monzo one came on, I couldn't see. It was so bright, that Monzo advertising.
Well, you ain't going to be able to see us playing it then, are you?
God. Yeah, wow. Hot
I
coral.
can't wait. I can't wait for that kit. I can't wait.
Jonah Fat Cat says hello. Hello, Jonah. Jonah. So Jonah's going to be with us post-match during the season. So that's going to be get his insight. And I've got to say, for an American, he's only just started following us in the last few months. He's got good knowledge. I've got to say that.
I tried to join his TikTok last night, but he could hear me, but the others couldn't hear me. And I think it's because he was wearing headphones. I think if you don't wear headphones, then other people will be able to hear me.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Lee down the pitch side looked bigger because electronic advertising boards weren't on the side of the pitch, Miles. That's all I believe. It's going to be a mystery, isn't it?
No. It's short, definitely shorter now, that pitch. All of us were saying it around us that definitely were.
Fran Hunter reckons it's going to cost $250,000 minimum to sort out the PA. Doug ain't going to pay. Doug's not going to pay for that, is he? Now, Now I had a message earlier saying that he's still waiting, and Salop CCFC says congratulations to Ben Wilson and his partner on the new baby.
Oh yes,
so, did it happen?
They're having a baby. Apparently, Frank said they're having a baby.
But I had a message from somebody about an hour ago saying they were still waiting. So
still waiting. Oh, there you go.
And Rushworth looks like the dog's danglers. Yeah, and I agree with Assassins United. All of a sudden, Rushworth is better than Wilson, Collins, and Dover. And I think, he does look good. He does look good. Yeah, sometimes you get that with a player, don't you? Don't you guys think? Where you look at them straight away and you just feel confident. As soon as you see them, you think, oh, they look a player. It's a bit like when Grimes first turned up. And I think it's the same with Rushworth. He just looked the part.
Yeah.
I've noticed we've adopted a more higher line, says Ryan Matthew J. We try to suffocate teams. We also see them a lot quicker in transition. A lot of positives to take. I do think we're a 9 and a CB away from being a top team.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, Lee Lishman. Even all, keeper looked great last night. It sounded like they wanted to sign him permanently, so they must hold him in high regard. Ralph Wiggins agrees. He reckons the best keeper since Westwood. Rounds of possibility. Yes. Big congratulations to the under-21s for winning the Soccer Sevens tournament in Singapore. They look some decent. That's what I'm saying. Those lads look, they look decent.
They did.
I mean, the guy who scored for Real Betis is 18. That goal. He's only had three senior matches. Plays in the Spain's under 19s.
Good goal. Brilliant goal.
And that lad who scored the free kick for us in the Singapore thing, he's about 20 now. He's been around a few seasons. So you're thinking some of these you just need to give them a chance, see what they can do. Like, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Lee Dan, Rushworth, excellent keeper. Now let's get the CB, CM, and striker. We're going to be challenging for top 2 or 3, but we must go and get that spine. It's clear to see all our fans are saying the same. I feel that Frank has addressed what we said. We needed cover left and right backs. We needed the keeper. So I think we can only do what the finances allow us to do. I think that's the problem. So maybe with the Binks money and also with the Vic money, that's a few extra quid, isn't it? Because you don't pay for these players in one go, do you? It's all dribs and drabs, isn't it? So it gives you a chance to get on back in the transfer market. And there still is 5 weeks to go, is there? It's the end of August, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, 31st of August.
Assassins Unite. Grimes was class as well. And Ryan Matthew J mentions Perry did look good. Ken Tomo, it feels for me that Sheaf doesn't work with how we play now. I think this is the issue. JJ Petch is going stronger. Sheaf was woeful yesterday. Passing has gone backwards. Rudoni looks more like a forward than the two we have available. Why is Brow playing as a winger? I think he does both.
He's looking at his options, isn't he? Basically.
Salop CCFC says he is local. It's Carsten. It's Carsten, the lad who does a CWR.
He didn't sound local. Sounded like a northerner.
So I don't know whether or not he's taken over from Rob Gurney. I'm not sure. Doing the commentary as well. Mick Davenport, straight to the point. Evening, guys.
Clive.
Sims needs to go. Oh, sorry.
Clive.
Sorry, yeah. I think, yeah.
Was that Mick Davenport? What?
Sims needs to go.
Oh.
I'm with Miles. Oh, says Mark Rainbow. The new away shirt looks the business in the flesh. Oh, in the flesh. I skipped a load of messages then.
Two secs before you carry on. My mate who's in hospital, Robin, he's recovering slowly and he's watching tonight and it's his birthday. So everyone here, for anyone in the comments, if you can all wish him a happy birthday, he's watching on Facebook.
Oh, happy birthday, Robin.
Right. I'll let you carry on, Miles.
Okay, brilliant. So, right, we'll get on to the second half in just a sec. Once more, I just want to give this another shout because this is 8 tickets left. Get your tickets in now. 7th of August, Sky Blue Fans TV, start the season forum down at the Stag and Hen. You can get in the description on YouTube. You can get your tickets now. Only 8 to go. So come on now. I wonder if we can sell this out. I know it's free, but let's see if we can sell it out because it'd be brilliant to get 100 of you down there. It'd be fantastic. David Speedie night, £10 a ticket. Head over to the Walsgrave Workingmen's Club Facebook page, or you can get your information in our link on YouTube, and you can buy your tickets now. 27th of September. I've heard these are selling very well, so these are really selling quick, and I wouldn't have expected any less really for having David Speedie down at the Walsgrave Workingmen's Club. And the prizes for the raffle at the forum: 2 tickets to see Tom Grennan. You got 2 tickets to see David Speedie and this wonderful picture, and there will be some more prizes as well. We're going to get a gift card for the club shop. We were going to get a shirt, but there's no point because everyone's bought a shirt. So we're going to get a gift card for the raffle as well. So you'll have a gift card up for grabs and some Sky Blue Fans TV merchandise. Right, let's get on to the second half then. I want to talk about a player that I haven't really seen a lot of, and all the Villa fans have been raving about him. Kessler Hayden. Wow, oh wow. What an introduction to your first home debut. I thought Milan was quick. Oh my God. How quick is Kessler Hayden, Vicky? He is rapid.
Rapid.
Hey, what did you make to it? I thought he was brilliant. I was so impressed.
Yeah. But like Claudia said at the beginning, that gives Frank a real headache, doesn't it? Because he's too good to be sitting on the bench. So what do you do to accommodate him in Milan? And so there's been rumours about Milan. Will he be off? I mean, I hope not, because we wanted the depth, but they've got 2 players there that you're just thinking none of them should really be on the bench in our team, should they? But yeah, he looked rapid and good quality. And I worked with a Villa fan, and he was saying that they were surprised that Villa sold him. They actually need a player in that position and backup, and they were surprised that they weren't keeping him to play. It's like off the bench probably for them, but he's rated highly over there. So yeah, I think that's a good little coup for us. I think, really, isn't it?
Well, what I seen yesterday, I thought absolutely brilliant. And if we have paid the money they're saying, I think it's 3.5, isn't it? I think it's a steal. But I know what you're saying there about can we afford to have one of them on the bench, vice versa. But if you look at the teams like Burnley, Leeds, Sheffield United, they've got quality players on the bench.
Yeah.
I think we can't think like that, where, one of them's got to sit it out. Oh, it's, how we're going to fit them in. I think we need that competition in there to fill in, because, we know Milan played every game virtually last season. I think he missed 1 game, wasn't it, which was a cup game. So, when you've got a player like that who's going to sit on the bench or start, and Milan sits on the bench, it gives us that option to rotate the squad, doesn't it?
Yeah. I suppose the thing that's a bit unusual, I mean, it's great that we've got that depth in that position. What we could probably do with is that type of quality in a few other positions where, especially positions where you maybe rotate more during a game. So you've got players like, so I don't know, like Leeds or someone, when they come here, they send on a couple of midfielders in the second half who are as good as anyone we've got in our whole team. And that's just their bench players. And that's, whereas with it right back, it's just a shame that's probably now our most well covered position, but probably not the position that gets changed much in a game, whereas we could probably do that in a couple of other positions. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that's what we're looking for, isn't it? Really, that proper depth across the board, really. But
also though, if Sakamoto got injured, you could put Milan up there, and then you could play, Kessler Hayden at right back, or you can swap them over, or because he's good enough. So we could switch it around with him. We could play him in different positions, maybe. I mean, Claudio, it's the same on the other side. You mentioned Brow. He had a cracking half. Well, what was he? Come on, 60 minutes, didn't he? So he had a cracking 30 minutes, I thought, with De Silva. They linked up quite well. But again, there's a position again now where there's competition for that place, but he can play a little bit further forward, same as De Silva. De Silva can play a bit more further forward. So maybe you're going to see them rotating during the game. When one goes forward, the other one steps back, and you know what I mean? So there's going to be that sort of competition there, isn't there?
Yeah, what I liked about him was he was asking for the ball in tight positions on the touchline. He wanted the ball, and he got frustrated a couple of times when I think it was De Silva who went back inside again. It was like, just give me the ball. I can handle it, which is what you want. Like, there's a sort of confident players, aren't they? Pick the ball in tight situations and do something with it. He nutmegged the guy a couple of times, didn't he? I thought it was great. But you do need that competition. If we want to get promoted, we need cover, and people will miss out. But they get games over the season. It happens. Look at Kitchen way back when he couldn't get a game, and then all of a sudden he's like the main man, isn't he, playing in the middle of the defence? And I think we just need that cover. We have to have it because the depth squad, we got 25 players, but you need a quality 25, don't you? Sometimes there was no like for likes, was there, last season? I don't think in certain areas, and we struggled. And especially on the left-hand side, when EMC got injured as well. There's we didn't know what we were doing, did we? At times, it was a bit of a mishmash last season, and somehow we stumbled into the playoffs because we need that depth. We definitely do. And I think, looking at the squad now, we've got to get somebody in that middle out defence. We need backup in there of quality because, of course, I mean, Latty's to come back, but he ain't good enough either, is he? As far as I'm looking for promotion this season, basically, and that's what we need. I mean, I'll mention Sunderland because they had a massive blip when Ballard was injured and he was out of the team. He came back for the 2 games against us, basically man of the match, wasn't he? And then, they get promoted against Sheffield United because they've got the main man back. And that's what we need. We need those players that do make a difference. And I don't think we'll go much further without them, basically. And there's 2 or 3 positions that need better players. To be honest, we could easily lose Bassett, Sims, and Asante and swap them for other players because for whatever reason, you got a guy with Ellis Sims. I just don't know what it is. He just maybe, I mean, Luke was saying this last night, maybe he just does not fit what we want for a striker in this team. We've got Asante, he's just too frantic, isn't he? It's almost like he's like an excitable puppy. Calm down a bit. And then you got Bassett, who's a bit of a headless chicken when he's on the pitch. You don't know, he's nowhere near ready, is he? So it's a bit, we're struggling in that department, I think. And I'm not sure how we're going to, because my bugbear last night, I enjoyed the evening, but it was 72 minutes when we created a chance of our own, not like the goal. 72 minutes in a friendly, which is a bit poor, really. There was nothing happening until he made loads of substitutions, and it kind of, the team seemed to, I don't know, they got quicker. Sheaf went off, Sims went off, and it sort of changed the dynamics. Grimes as well. It changed the dynamics a bit. It got quicker, didn't it, in midfield and up front, and it did make a difference as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know. Oh, Frankie boy, he's got a headache this season, I think, to get to pick that right team.
If a few more come in, which we'll talk a little bit about later on, are we going to stick or are we going to twist on this because we're that close? Claudio went off script there.
Sorry.
So we'll come back to you, Vic, because you'll stick to it.
ADHD, that's what it is.
Unbelievable. I want to talk about Raphael. He looked pretty good when he come on, Vic. He tried to cut inside a couple of times, took a few players on. He looked all right, didn't he, really?
Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because the few glimpses we've seen in sort of pre-season, I don't know, there's something there. It might turn out to be nothing once we get into like the proper season, but there's a bit of a player there. You're thinking could be something there, and obviously it's almost like a new signing because we had seen nothing of him at all, had we? So I suppose when we're looking at options, we sort of forget about him because he's been here for so long but not actually played, and so you're not always remembering that that's an option, and it is an option, isn't it? It's something a bit different. Yeah, so I mean, it'd be nice if that comes to something, and then there's a bit more depth in another option and something different, and just a slightly different type of player. So yeah, that's all good.
And I mean, there was also Claudio. Kai Andrews came in. I've seen a bit of him for the under-21s or under-23s as they call it now. They keep changing it, whatever. But he looked very confident on the ball in the middle of the park.
I like him. I always have done. When I've seen him in previous games for the youngsters as well, confident. He's a big lad as well, isn't he? I just want them to stay at the club. I just feel they need to have a chance and develop them that way because a lot of them just go off. We don't really get any money for them either, do we?
No.
It's like I think he's another one that needs to be around the squad now. And Frank mentioned Callum Perry as well. And it sounded like they were going to be around the squad, the way he was talking about them, not going anywhere. And as a club, we're not really in a position to keep buying players all the time. You know, that's where we are as a club, aren't we? We've got to bring players through and then sell them. But unless they're getting the first team, they're of no value, are they? You know, they're not worth anything. The reason Madison got sold when he did was because he was in the first team doing it. I know it was League One, wasn't it? I think back then. The same with Callum Wilson. They were playing, weren't they? You know, and that's what you need to do if you want to get money for them, big money.
The thing is, as well, with someone like Kai Andrews, who does look like a decent prospect, doesn't he? And he's been out now a fair few times and got quite a lot of experience at different levels coming up like that to the championship, and so he needs to see whether he can take it at this level. But you look and you're thinking you've got a player like Allen who's coming towards the end of his championship career, or you've got a player like Kai Andrews who's at the beginning of his. Surely it's better when you're going to bring a player on that maybe isn't your first choice 11 or your strongest players. Surely it's better to bring in Kai Andrews and give him some experience than to bring in somebody that's like virtually got no value to us anymore. Like, surely that's the way to go. Give these young kids a chance, see what they can do, and they make a decision. If they're good enough, they can play more regularly, and then we either keep them or sell them, make money, and buy again. And surely that's the way to go for me.
I think you know you're both right. The youngsters coming through is key for our club, and it always has been, because obviously if you sell it, you know, with fair play rules, if you sell a homegrown talent that you haven't paid any money for, it's 100% profit. So you know it reflects in your fair play, you know, in the rules. Where if you buy a player in, it still balances it out, but not as much as selling a homegrown player. Yeah. As you know, if you watch the show back with Claudio and Jack, that was a great show. What was that with again, Claudio? You did it.
Kieran Maguire.
That's the one. Kieran Maguire. So if you can watch that back, you'll be able to learn all about how much money you can earn from players. But I mean, I agree with you. I think, with Kai Andrews, someone's put a B crew as well. Will he get a look in this season? He's been out on loan a couple of times at Grimsby and stuff, and he hasn't done too bad. So, but I thought the two young lads last night, I thought they did a marvellous job when they came on, and it was so nice and so refreshed to see it, wasn't it? And as Claudio, you said, it did get a bit quicker, didn't it? It did.
Most definitely. It did. And I think the last 25 minutes was good. The first half was, similar to what we saw last season, especially in away matches. That's what I thought. That's what it looked like to me. It was a bit ploddy, wasn't it? And I thought, oh, come on, lads, we need a bit more than this. But it was a good workout. And I think, that last 25, if we play like we did in the last 25 minutes for most of the season, we'll have a very good, entertaining season. If we play like the first half, I'll be getting the pie at 35 minutes like I did on yesterday's. I don't normally do that. 35
minutes. You normally have corn sandwiches, so you're not used to having pies.
I might ask them to bring some in. I'm not having it. Corn pie.
Just a bit of information about the kit, by the way. The away kit is meant to be out August, so hopefully that's any time now. But I messaged the club because I was a little bit concerned because the goalkeeper shirt, I thought we'd have had that by now, buying it last week, and there was people receiving their shirts before me, and there's me getting itchy again, thinking, hold on a minute, they've forgot about me. But no. But lo and behold, I had an email today saying, oh, we're really sorry. It was pre-order and we're expecting it any time this week and it'll be sent out next week. Oh, 30 minutes later, I get an email saying your order has been processed and it's now been dispatched. So they did forget about me, didn't they? They did, didn't they? They completely forgot about me again.
I thought you were going to say they didn't have enough material for it, so I had to wait for a new stock.
Also, I want to give a big thank you to Alex Lowe as well, the press officer at Coventry City. He replied to me. He replied to me this week on Monday, and it was a fantastic email back to me. He said he had no problem with us, although he missed the email. He said, I wouldn't have had any problems with you going down the club shop and videoing, help yourself, fill your boots sort of thing. Go down, video, talk to people, do whatever you want, which was great. I thought absolutely brilliant email back from him. And he's going to look into me being able to take in our equipment to the ground as long as we don't use it inside the ground. So he's going to speak to the chief of stewarding if there's anything that they can do to help us not be stopped at the turnstiles and be refused into the ground, which I thought it was lovely from Alex Lowe. Great email. So thank you to him. I was getting a bit itchy feet with that because I thought he's not going to reply, and he did. So it was absolutely superb. So let's get your final verdicts then on the game last night, Vicky. Were you happy with that?
I think so. On reflection, I mean, the thing is, we probably just spent the last hour doing. It's a pre-season friendly, and we're sort of probably over-analysing it slightly, aren't we? Because it's really just about fitness and sort of getting ready for the season. But I thought there was some promises. I thought as well, considering that we're Betis, I mean, I don't know if they were early on in their pre-season, but considering they finished 6th in the Liga and got to a European final, that I was expecting them to give us a tougher outing. So is that a good sign from us that actually really I thought we took the game to them fairly well, and that we always looked like we were competing against what is a top sort of middle European side, isn't it, really? So that was good, and it's just nice to see that we're getting closer and closer to some proper league football.
Yeah, I agree, totally agree. Claudio, what was your final summary?
I'll go with what Vicky says. Like I said, I enjoyed the first half. Was a bit of a hard watch. It was a bit slow, but the last 25 minutes I really enjoyed, and it was good to see some of the young lads get a run out. And there's still some problems there to be seen that we know about. So I don't think I learned anything new from that friendly. Put it that way.
Right.
Old habits. I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think last night it was a good workout. I thought, it was just Dave Sports Photos just gone, Vicky, I hate that cliche about preseason being about fitness. Maybe the reason we start so poorly is this attitude. But no, I mean, I think personally, I thought it was a good workout. We know we've been saying it on this channel now for 2 or 3 seasons where we need to strengthen, and it's still the case. I think there's we've strengthened in areas that we know we needed to, which is great, but there is still room for improvement, which we'll talk a little bit about later on with Twist or Stick. I think it was good. It was good to see people, chatting to people, just watching a bit of football in the background. It was like you were in the pub having a beer with a big TV and just glancing at the telly every so often to see what was going on. I think where we were anyway. But I was pleased with it, to be honest. I was very excited about the new signings, which that was my key. That's why I went yesterday. I wanted to see the new signings and see what they were all about, because I hadn't seen enough of them, which I thought was really, really good. So brilliant. Right. Before we get some comments up and we get on to the next part of the show, don't forget, you've still got time. I haven't been able to get on my phone and check if it's sold out, but go on to the link, see if you can get a ticket. Book now. Next Thursday, 7:30 p.m. I'm going to be down there about 5 o'clock, setting up, getting ready for the show. And we're all going to be there. We want everyone wearing sky blue. We're all going to wear the new shirts, which is great. The whole team have got a shirt now, which is fantastic. And we're all going to go down there, and we're going to have a great laugh. We're going to have a few drinks. We're going to have a chip batch. We're going to have a raffle where you can win 2 tickets to see Tom Grennan on the 29th of August at the CBS Arena. 2 tickets to go and see David Speedie. If you want to buy those now, or our forum tickets, you can head over to our YouTube link. In there, you will see the tickets and the links to buy those tickets. So it's going to be fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Right, let's get some comments in before we move on to the next subject, which is quite serious. And I got knocked back a few weeks ago about what Claudio is going to talk about, and I can still see it with the club. So Claudio, let's get some comments in before we talk about the supporters clubs.
I've starred these, so that makes it my life easier. So
brilliant.
I won't comment on them. I'll just read them out. Paul Stratton, what I learned from last night: Grimes and Sheaf doesn't work. Talk must start. If Hadji isn't fit, who the hell is going to score goals? MVE caught upfield far too much. We struggled down our right. Paragon says Perry looked good, but we crucify our own grown players. Why I've never understood. But I'm old enough to remember David Smith and many after him. Eccles now. I did an episode with David Smith on the History podcast with Jim, which is worth a watch, actually. We talked about that. Only person worse than Sheaf was Sims, according to Jonah out there in America. Yes. Steve Curry. Evening all. A really good performance against Betis. Some really good performances. Kai Andrews and Callum Perry were very good. The future looks bright, especially as the 21s won the Soccer Sevens. Chris Brook, would a positional change to centre back worth considering for Sheaf? Peter Doolan. Good evening, guys. We're nearly at the start of the season. We're one more friendly to play. I personally think we lack something up front. This could cost us. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Spot on, Claudio. It's going to be too late to get signs in. Bit like last season, you just need a couple more signs. We'd be in contention for top 5. It looks like we're falling flat and another fight. Although I did hear on the grapevine, we are looking to bring 2 in. So whether or not they come in before the start of the season, I don't know. Mark Rainbow, Torp looked like a player who hadn't played a game for 4 or 5 months against Bristol. This week, he looked so much sharper. He looked happy to be on the pitch, I thought. Dave Sports Photos, looking forward to seeing the Jamie Allen 10-match cycle again this season. Matches 1 and 5, Jamie Allen is injured. Match 6, City lose. And there's a clamour for the inclusion for Jamie Allen. Not a Jamie Allen fan is Dave.
You're gonna read the rest of that. It comes in three parts. That.
No, yeah. Penal, sheep, in know each other. Sorry, from Arsenal Academy, just having a catch up. Day Sports is the same as match 7. City scraper 1-0. Jamie Allen is bang average. Super fans compare him to Lionel Messi. Matches 8 and 9. We all remember that. Jamie Allen is crap. Normal fans compare him to Lionel Blair.
Poor little Jamie Allen.
Hold on a minute. I'm feeling a bit faint. Edenall, Wayne Littlewood, a decent run out last night, crying out for a striker. Oh, that's kind of positive.
That is kind of positive.
Yeah. I couldn't believe there was only one turnstile open. Ruben Mackenzie Duff. Well, there were several open.
Right. There wasn't. That blocks where block 15 was, there was 6 open.
Yeah, unless you got.
Yeah, no.
There's definitely more open. Day Sports. We've done that one. It's really twice.
I thought you starred these to make it easier.
I have, but there's so many comments. Yeah, so Wayne Littlewood. I can read his one back to back. That wasn't there we go. Wayne Littlewood, that wasn't a sky blue fan in Naples, Claudia. That was immigration trying to catch you. It is funny. I said to the lad, his dad's called Lee Miller, and he does watch. I mean, obviously they watch it because they wouldn't know who we are. And I said, "Oh, so what are you doing out here?" And he says, "Comms." So you never know, do you? And then he wouldn't say any more. So I'll touch a nerve here. I won't talk anymore then. Ruben McKenzie is asking about the turnstile again. Beer can. I thought Sims played really well last night. He won a foul and touched the ball once with a misplaced pass. I think a bit of irony there from Beer can. Robert Mason. Hello, guys. Now Binksy is gone. Callum Doyle stands out as the next capture. I said that to Luca. Just spend the 10 million, get him in. I think everybody be happy with that. And he looks like a flipping brick wall now, doesn't he? Even all last night, terrible, especially first half. Second half, a bit better. We look weak at the back. Lots of poor mistakes. Top 6? ?
It's a friendly.
Football is back tomorrow in League One, Luton versus Wimbledon. Oh, I might have some of that. Lot long for us to get started. Do you think we were having a strong start to the season? I think we will. Great show as ever.
Thank you.
It'd be interesting when we do our predictions, what they're going to be like this season.
That'll be Sunday.
Yeah, Mark Rainbow, the first half had no real changes from last season. We're good at getting the ball wide for crosses into the box, but we've not got anything to offer attacking through the middle. I actually thought the crossing was a bit poor last night.
That's Frank because they've narrowed the pitch.
Wayne Brewerton, Frank saying we're not in for a striker on BBC. Bit strange, or is it a bit of kidology? And Ruben's asking again, what was only one turnstile open?
There wasn't.
I think he's put it across all socials, isn't he? Jonah Fat Cat, they used AI to widen the stadium. I'll tell you what, I reckon they used AI on my body because this shit feels tight already. I've only had it a week. Trevor Merriman, need a striker desperately. Strikers are wanted. Gooey? Is that gooey? That's that dessert you can get, isn't it? Gone to Sunderland, Wickham's Kone.
Yeah, I think how you gone to Sunderland for like 35 million or something? Like we can't afford that.
Both good with crosses into the box. What we need. Well, it's a bit like Granit Xhaka, whose name has gone to Sunderland for 20 million. That's what you can do when you get promoted. This is what we need to get promoted.
Yeah, but are they going to be hungry enough for it?
Well, that's the key, isn't it? Uncle Jonga. Oh, that's interesting. Thoughts about potential new 40,000 stadium? No, there's no thoughts. It's not happening. It's not happening.
It's not happening. Where they're talking about happening, it can't happen because the Butts were going to expand their ground, and they can't expand the ground because of the flats that are to the left-hand side, which are built for pensioners, retirement flats, and so you can't expand it.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
No,
the infrastructure around there is terrible. There's room at the CBS to expand the CBS. Simple. Lee Dan, fans behind me were poking. I'll read this up. Fans behind me were poking fun at the Real Betis second half sub, called him a dwarf. I bet he wasn't happy. Anyway, then he knocked in that blinder of a goal. Wow, probably best goal I've ever seen from an away team. It's funny because I said to Luca, I said, "Look at that guy! Come on, it looks like they just pulled him off the park bench or something." Because he looked like someone's mate, on the Sunday League football. Oh, he's all right actually. Give him a game, and he does that first touch. But yeah, 18 years old, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Mr. Garcia, wasn't it? Dowda Wilford from Gambia, West Africa.
Hello.
I'll get your podcast on Sundays on YouTube. We will this Sunday because we're going back on Sundays. That's why we've not been on Sundays. But thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, we stopped through the summer. We could only manage to do one show during the summer because we'd run out of things to talk about. So we only did Thursdays.
Yeah.
So we're back this Sunday though.
Maybe we should do a live show from West Africa. Imagine that. Canley Carper.
Well, I'm meant to be going to West Africa in November, but we haven't decided yet. Yeah.
Oh, no. Gold Coast, Ghana. Where are you going?
Cape Verde.
Oh, right there. Oh, nice, very nice. Canley Carper, great show, guys. Can you give me and my beautiful girlfriend a shout out as we were watching from the County Kerry Mountains? Well, good evening.
Hello. What's the girlfriend's name? Canley Carper.
He looks a bit like one of the Mad Hatters, that photo.
He does look like. It looks like. Yeah, he does. Good evening.
I thought it was Harry Hill then. Henry Hill. Does anyone think last season we started creating less chances when we lost Torp? I felt like he could play passes similar to Hamer, obviously not as good. Well, I think we saw a bit of that last night, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you know what I think about Torp? Do you know why I think he's playing better?
Go on.
Because he tucks his shirt in like Frank Lampard did.
Oh, that's it, isn't it?
That's it, isn't
it? Frank Wood. Lampard did give youngsters a go at Derby and Chelsea, and hopefully he'll do it with us as well. Well, stick him in that.
Apparently, I was wrong about the 35 million. I saw a thing about that earlier. Apparently, he's only gone on their own, so we could have done that. That guy to Sunderland, I thought I read it was 35 million, but.
Oh, Vicky, you have nailed our problem on the head. We all say our problem is squad depth, but when we start to get squad depth, our problem is then keeping everyone happy. That's from Dave's Sports Photos. Yeah, I never believed for 1 minute because we had Binks at the Leamington Warwick Supporters Club evening, and he was saying how everything's hunky dory because he wasn't getting in the team at the time. And there you go, he's gone. So it shows you no one's happy.
Hard,
Yeah, it's like if we have the five of us and we decide that one's going to have a night off. If it's the same person every week, you're not going to be happy, are you? That's not what we've done with Ken and Jack, by the way, if anyone's thinking. But you're not, are you? Yeah, in the end, you're going to think, hold on a minute, when do I get a go? Yeah. You have to wait till Miles goes to West Africa. James Hawker, all everyone does is complain. Every season, people say we are not top six quality, and yet top six is where we finish. We have strengthened, and there's still a month of the window. Chill out, people. I think we'll get there. Right, over to you, Miles.
What am I doing here? Hold on. My computer screen keeps going funny tonight. Lee Beckett says, good evening. He's watching from Morocco.
Oh.
Everyone's on all there. Right then. So we have something to talk about. And I'm going to bring this up because I said on a few weeks ago, there was something I said on here and a few people knocked me back on this, and you're going to understand what I'm talking about when Claudio starts talking about this. Rules of change for supporters club. Claudio, tell us all about it.
Right. Well, just get my thing up here. Supporter clubs have been going since the 70s. My man started one back in 1977, but that was just 76, 77. Leamington Supporters Club was 76. The original Bedworth one was about 78. But they just ran as supporter clubs. Basically, in the old days, you can get tickets. We all know that. It was terraces. There was always tickets available. You just had a supporter club. You all went together on the coach, and that was it. Nothing to do with buying tickets. The modern supporter club changed because of League Two, and basically David Speedie getting together with some fans who've been watching the city for years and basically saying, you know, you need to get some people going to games, especially away matches. So they started doing these supporter groups and the players' evenings. And part of that deal was sponsorship, and you got access to tickets. When it first started, it was very liberal the way where they're giving tickets out, because basically people weren't going to away games. There was never an issue of getting a ticket in League Two for an away match ever. And even League One up until the season, the COVID season, when obviously more people were going. So the scheme was basically each club paid a certain amount, and for that amount, you got players' evenings, signed football, signed shirts. But the lowest package was about 1,500 quid plus VAT. One of the clubs was playing, I think, 10K a season, because you got sponsorship, match sponsorships as well. It's not cheap. It's not, you're not getting something for nothing. And with that, you got a certain amount of tickets guaranteed for away games, but you had to be a season ticket holder to have those tickets. And you were named. So if I wanted to go, I've got enough points for most of the games anyway, apart from the ones over 2,000. But if my name's on the list, you have to say who's having the ticket, and the points go on your name basically. Now, they were doing that up to 2 seasons ago, and they changed it last season where they basically said any season ticket holder could get a ticket, which I think in some ways was kind of a good idea, because it meant people who was a part of the supporters group who had no chance of getting an away ticket, even though they were a season ticket holder, did get a chance of getting a ticket. You know, so, and there's only, I mean, the Leamington Warrior only were guaranteed 33 tickets, which, to be honest, there was more than 33 members, well over 1,600 points anyway. So, you know, we could easily apply for our own tickets and then 33 more tickets, if you know what I mean, if that makes any sense, to fill a coach. So, but you had to be a season ticket holder to have these tickets. Well, now they've changed it and they've gone back to the old way, and I think I'll read it out. It says, ahead of the 25-26 season, as per last season, the age of the person's account must match the age of the ticket being requested. That's the other thing as well. People being a bit naughty, I think, on that. You know, we will not issue an adult ticket against an under 14 season ticket. That person, season ticket holder, must be the person using the away ticket. They are non-transferable. How are you going to monitor that? I don't know. But, you know, because we know we can all buy a ticket and give it to somebody anyway. That can happen anyway. Additionally, all supporter numbers that have been assigned to these away tickets must have enough points to fall into the 4 sales windows. For example, if a game goes to season ticket holders with 1,500 points first, then going down to 1,400, 1,300, 1,200, the supporters on your list must have more than 1,200 points and must be a current season ticket holder. That could be higher, because if it's who's only got about
Oxford or someone.
Yeah, Oxford. So Oxford might start at 1,400. Might start at 2,000. So it'd be 2,800, 600. So everybody has to be over 1,400 points to be able to apply for a ticket if they're in your membership group. Anyone who has requested membership with us, and this is what rugby have done similar to us, are saying if you're not falling into that category and you want your money back, you can do, basically. So that's where we're at with it. So it's not, I don't think it's changed much anyway, because a lot of the people who were going had enough points anyway, because it made life easier for us. They just say, how many do you want? We'll have all 33, but all 33 would have probably got a ticket anyway in the ballot, if you know what I mean. I think the issue is that what they've done is they've dropped the categories. So I think Bedworth now they've dropped them down a tier. So we're paying the same, but instead of 2 players evenings now, we're only getting one player evening. I think rugby has gone from 4 to 2 nights, which is a bit rubbish, really, I think. Because surely this was created for the fans to get close to the players. That's how it's a community club. That's what we're trying to do. It really does feel like it's moving away from that now, for us anyway. I mean, one player evening is great, but I think the minimum should be 2. One before Christmas, one after. That's good enough. And it's a shame, really. But regarding the away tickets, not a lot's changed. And like I said, people can still buy a ticket and give it to somebody else. It happens. I'm not saying we do it, because we try to make sure nobody does that within our group. Well, we've had to kick 2 or 3 out in the past for messing about, basically. So that's where it is.
It's interesting you say that the club is starting to drift away.
It feels that way for me. And in certain aspects, that you look at the players coming in earlier, basically they don't hang around like they used to. They go straight in. They used to have a little chat or whatever, or sign a few autographs. There's none of that. They can't sign autographs at the players' evenings. They won't let them do it. Even the kids. I mean, it's, how many people are really going to sell a shirt with the name on it? Not many. And basically, you could do that anyway. You could see somebody out in the street and they could sign your shirt. We see enough photographs of fans with players nowadays around Cov, don't we? But they're not. I can understand why. You got a guy in charge now whose background is being at very professional run clubs where it's all about winning, and there's some fan interaction, but nothing like it's got with us. And I think it's changed a lot. It changed after Dave Body left, because he instigated this with Juggy Cheema and a couple of those fans who got it off the ground again. Mark Robbins was party to it. I personally don't think he was overly keen on it, because he's old school. Then they introduced the 9 o'clock curfew, which never used to happen before. And as you know, Miles, they're whisked away, aren't they? We used to do it, Dylan, at Sky Blue Tavern. They're in the back room. The questions are almost, vetted, aren't they, beforehand? I mean, I got told off, didn't I, for the Callum O'Hare incident at the tavern at the contract, But it's almost like it never used to be like that. There was more banter, and it's just changed. It's just changed. But going back to the away tickets, though, what can you do? We've got 24,000 season ticket holders.
Yeah,
you can only get 2,000 away tickets at some games. People are going to be disappointed. That's the way it is.
Yeah. So now then, so you're going to get 33 tickets.
Yeah.
And better forget how many now?
83.
83, and they were getting a lot more before, weren't they?
Yeah, much more. So basically, they've freed up about another, because not all the supporter groups do the away travel. Some of them are just groups, like there's South Wales, there's the East Midland ones that don't really do much at all. The London lot look after themselves, really. I think they got their own deal, because they've been going so long, and they're the only ones that they've been continuous throughout. So they've gone on 50 years, basically. They've not had a break at all, whereas the other clubs have had a break at some point. But they're all run well and fairly. There's nothing untoward with the ticketing and that at all. I mean, I must admit, I've been to away games where I know there's people who haven't got season tickets, and I often wonder, how have they got a ticket? You know what I mean? Yeah. But in the end of the day, I'm thinking, you don't care because you've got a ticket, and I'm kind of thinking I've got enough points, so I should have a ticket. And I would have more points had they not brought this silly point system in the first place and had told us, and I never used to sign the tickets properly.
Brilliant. Well, that's a good insight into the supporters clubs, and as you say, the club is starting to drift away and to become more professional, and like you say, Frank's a winner. He's been brought up at clubs that are run properly, and he wants the best for the players to go out on the pitch and do the business, I suppose, and not have any distractions.
And I will say, one of the supporter clubs, I won't say which one it is, so it's not fair, they've raised £6,000 for charity last season.
Wow.
At their meetings and that. So it's non-profit making, these groups are. And the thing is, you need the bodies for the coaches. You know how expensive they are.
Yeah,
and
very expensive.
Some of the groups are saying that, well, if we can't fill a coach, we ain't going to run a supporters club. What's the point?
Yeah. Coaches have gone up in price because of the price of diesel and stuff. So yeah, it's all gone up.
I can tell you whose hasn't. CCFC Travel. I was talking to the owners. The pricing is so cheap this season.
Cool.
They're
you
really
can get that. Oh yeah, they still haven't sent me a new poster.
Yeah, we're talking. Some of the games they're doing at like £14-15.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Some at 20. I think the most expensive might be 25 for real long distance. As in their words, they want to give back to the fans.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're doing it, how they're running it, but that's fantastic.
CCFCtravel.co.uk. Head over there now if you want to check it out. And also parking as well. Coventryparking.co.uk. That is, I'm waiting on a new poster. I need to speak to them. But you can get that anyway. That's brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Right then, before we carry on and get some more comments, I just started a comment, Claudia, if you can pick it up off Anne Joyner. If we can start with that one in just a sec. I'm not sure how it's going. I don't know if we've sold the last 8, but it's free entry, free chip batch, quiz night, raffle, 7th of August, start of the season, fans forum, hosted by all of us. We're all going to be there down at the Stag and Hen, right in the city, heart of the city centre, the city of dreams, the city of the sky blues. We will be there next Thursday, 7:30 p.m. I'll be down there from 5 o'clock-ish setting up. So we've got a new little setup. I've got a new setup. It's going to look brilliant. So you can all head down, come and see us. And we're going to talk everything about Coventry City and what you expect for the season ahead of us. Also, you can win tickets to see Tom Grennan, 2 tickets. They will be available as well. And 2 tickets to see David Speedie. Or you can head over now to Walsgrave Workingmen's Club and you can book your tickets now. The link is on the poster or it's in our description on YouTube. And you can win 2 tickets or just buy those now for David Speedie, 26th of September. And then we've got this picture up for grabs as well, done by Gordon Tulliart. Flipping amazing picture. I've seen him outside the ground. If you've missed the kit launch video, Ken and I were down at the ground on Friday. It was so much fun. I haven't done a kit launch for ages, and it was just so much fun. It was brilliant. I loved every minute of it, and thank you to everybody that chatted to us and took part in the interviews as well. And do you know what? Everyone was saying, why don't you jump the queue? Why don't you jump the queue? We went, no, we're not jumping the queue. We went right to the back of the queue. But people were saying, you can come in here, you can come in with us. I said, no, we're going to go right to the back of the queue and we're going to queue up, which was brilliant. So thank you to everybody that watched and seen us and come and chatted to us. Right, Claudia, a few more comments, then we get on to the next subject.
Yeah, this is from Anne Joyner, who's on a longboat somewhere in the canal. Although it's a barge, I think. She keeps telling me it's not a longboat. That's what Vikings traveling.
It's a barge.
It's a barge. She calls it something else. I can't remember what she calls it.
It's probably at the bottom of it by now. I reckon they've got holes in it.
Anne Joyner says, can we give a big shout out to Tristan Batamwi, one of CJ's former Kits Academy players, for helping to bring home the Sevens trophy in Singapore. Yes, congratulations. That was great. And it's well watched, wasn't it, on YouTube? I noticed I was in Italy at the time, and lots of people were watching it. It was quite cool. Pompey Lil says, we don't play to Sim's strength. Please tell me what his strength is. Oh, we don't know, do we? I'm sure Vicky will tell us. Leads and predictions, Claudio. I'm predicting Frank will bring in 3. We need, and if so, I believe we're going to be a force at the CBS and difficult to beat away. Top 3, laugh all you like, watch. Well, to be honest, if we sort out our away form and players who do at home and get the results, we will be a force to be reckoned with. It's our away form that's pants, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what we've got to improve on. So this is Trevor Merriman says, sorry, Vicky, Gooey, whatever his name is, from Chelsea, gone out on loans to Sunderland, not 35 million. Okay, that's what you said earlier, wasn't it?
Chelsea must have wanted 35 million. I just read half a story. And
mostly love of music. There's definitely going to be a match or two this season where Jamie Allen is man of the match. He's the gift that keeps on giving and surprising us. Yes. Lee Beckett is always watching from Morocco. Mick Davenport says the only strength Sims has is holding the ball up. He did something in the first half, and I said to Luca, he got the ball, he played it nicely. I says, why just can't he do that more often? I struggle with him at times. Mark Rainbow, if Gar Series 18, then I'd dread to see what his paper round was like. I know, because when he come on, I think Lucas says, I reckon he's been with them years. I think he's about 35. I said, are you sure? So I quickly Googled him and said, well, he's 18. But he did look like someone who's just come off the park bench. Her name is Eileen, and less of the Mad Hatter look like jokes, Claudio. We can't see it. It looks like on the photo. I'm really sorry if it's not. But yes, hello Eileen and the Canley Carper, who obviously likes fishing. Steve Price.
Eileen. Hello, Eileen.
Yes. Just need a centre half and a striker, and we'll be in a great position to mount a serious challenge, says Steve Price. RJ, CCFC, Dishon Bernard, CD, centre defender at Sheffield Wednesday, being linked on X. Only problem, he's been out injured since February. He's the guy who broke Jamie Allen's jawbone, isn't he? So I'm not sure Jamie Allen would be too happy. He'll have to have a UFC. Oh, there you go. Ryan Matthew J says he'll have to have a UFC match with Jamie Allen first. exactly that. Can I just say, what a state of affairs at Sheffield Wednesday now. They've shut that one side of the ground as well. Unbelievable what's going on there. I can't understand why. And Morecambe, I don't understand why the league can't step in when it gets like this. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Dave Sportsface, I remember Miles discussing this drift away thing a few weeks ago. You reasoned that it was part of the professionalism of the club. It's not a good thing. Yeah. It definitely is different to what it used to be. And also a lot of the old, sorry, Vicky, I was just about to say a lot of the old crowd have gone now as well.
I think the thing is, I mean, obviously we all want the same thing, don't we? Ultimately, like Premier League football, and you can understand the need to be professional and all that. But equally, we've also only got limited resources. So I always felt, and I think this is probably why Mark Robbins accepted it, even though he was old school, and because he saw the benefit in getting the fans and the players united, and how that can drive success when you maybe haven't got the resources to buy all of the best players, and I think we still need that to a degree. So we're not like a Chelsea who can like buy about 1,000 players and send some out to loan and keep on rotating. We need and fans that just turn up when they're on holiday or something like that. It needs. We're still a club that needs that proper unity between the fans and the players and the club. And so, I mean, I agree with Dave. I think it's not a good thing if we get too far away from that. I don't disagree that some things need to be professional, and there was things that weren't. But equally, we don't want to go so far the other way that we just become something that we're not really. For me, and it's a shame if that's the way we're going.
No, I agree. I agree with you, Vic. I would prefer us to keep it the way it is, but I loved that, you know, you could approach players, you could approach managers or backroom staff, whoever, and you know, you could have a good laugh and a chat with them. I think for me, I can see what the club's trying to do, and you have to. I think it's a shame because you probably have to move that way. You to be able to be more successful, I think you have to move that way. That's how you become successful. Because you can drop the ball a bit, and if you're too relaxed and it can drift away. I think if you've got it, you're cementing it into the players' minds that this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this year. This is how we're going to do it, and we're going to do it, and we're going to get there, and we're going to get to the fight. We're going to get to the final, or we're going to get in the top 2, whatever. Things do change, unfortunately, don't they? It's like anything in life. You'll work for a small company, all of a sudden you don't know about it, and a big company, corporate company, comes in and swipes it away from you. And things change. And I think as a club ourselves, because we've been through so much over the last 9-10 years, to where it became very family friendly, very approachable. It's now a shock now that the club is starting to turn a little bit away, and it is a shock. It is.
And the other thing, Miles, is there's I think 6 supporter groups that do these player evenings. That's 12 players. And what they've started to do in the last few years is spread them out. So you wouldn't have so many doing it, or because it used to be everybody on the same night. Well, you can't do that. They normally do it on the international breaks. Well, a lot of them go off for international breaks, or they have a break, or they do whatever. So you find that there's only probably 2 happening on that one international break. I mean, Bedworth obviously paid the most, had quite a few last season. And also it's getting the right mix for those player evenings, because let's face it, we had a great night, and we had Sheaf and Alan one, and then we had Milan and Binks. They were 2 really good evenings, but getting Milan then was fantastic. Getting Sheaf for one of them was fantastic. And we know what it was like at the Sky Blue Tavern when you got maybe a fringe player, and maybe one that wasn't as popular as one of the popular players. It was never quite as good a night, was it? But when we had Victor and Ben Wilson, it was a hell of a night, wasn't it, that night? And Hamer, and was it Dabo that night? It does make a difference. And I think sometimes that if there's too many of them, it becomes a bit sort of diluted. It becomes
stale. Exactly. It can become stale, and you got to keep it fresh. It's no matter whatever you do, you got to freshen it up. Whatever you do, wherever you work, you have to keep freshening it up. And I'm with you, Vic. I would love it to stay, where everything's approachable, but things have to change. If we're gonna do it, and we've got Frank in charge, and I think
and
it's
also,
the only way.
Unfortunately, some fans can't be trusted. The last one we had specifically said no autographs, and we did it properly, did all the photographs. The 2 lads go in the car park, they're getting swamped by people. Sign this, sign that. And they've said no autographs. And that just goes back, that gets fed back to the club. And they go, right, I'll sit there, we're not doing it because you can't behave. You don't behave. We've asked you not to do it, but you still do it. And that's what happens. Some people, they have a drink, they can't help themselves. I'm sorry. That's the way it is.
Let's get some more comments up.
Ryan says he wants the club to be more serious and achieve the goal of being promoted. It's sad not to have as much fan reaction, but I understand why he wants to be more professional and serious. It's on the up. Shouldn't get any without the correct points. That's fair enough. Which is what they used to do, and I don't know why they changed it. They only changed it last season, to be honest. For some reason. I think they just forgot to say, basically. So, Alison Berry, hi all, I've just moved back to Coventry on Sunday. Oh, that's from Bristol. I think she was down at Bristol, wasn't she? What support club would you recommend, and what is procedure for joining? If you have time to answer, thank you.
Sky Blue Fans TV. No, I'm joking. Yes. We haven't got one.
Alison, if you're in Cov, well, there's Canley. There's a no. Is there a Canley one?
Yeah, there is a Canley.
Camden one, isn't there?
Camden. Sorry, Camden.
Yeah, Camden.
And the Bedworth and the Eton. I don't know if they're all taking members at the minute. But Yeah.
Or you could just watch this show.
Yeah.
You could just watch this show again and keep subscribing and liking and thumbs up and yeah. So our own little supporters club. What are you doing now?
Well, I've just seen this comment from on the up. It says, "Shut up, your face." I'll put the hat on, shall I? Hey, shut up, your face.
Don't fit you that hat.
I've got headphones on. That's why.
Your head's got too big being recognised at the airport.
Right. Mark Rainbow says, given the way Binks was sold with no rumours and whispers, I wouldn't be surprised if we announce a new sign in the next day or two. Day Sports Photo says, agree, Vicky, Doug and Frank don't remember the days of 7,000. They can't take the fan base for granted. There are a lot of fans who can take it or leave it. We are very much that kind of fan base, I believe. If we're not happy, we do walk away. Mick Davenport, the club still needs to communicate and interact with the fans. On the up says, Doug King is a Sisu puppet. Interesting.
Martin's on one tonight.
There has to be a happy medium between the club being professional and limiting access to players and the more community feeling Dave Body built. It's a difficult one, isn't it?
It is difficult.
It's like Dave said, though, you've got to be careful. We've got a fan base. We know that we all remember sitting in a ground that had there was about 100 seats to the next person along, and we've generated this fan base now where the ground, record season tickets and all that sort of stuff, like this real good feeling. And if you take away the sort of connection side of things and you make it purely sort of transactional, then that means you have to guarantee success all the time, because as soon as it goes bad, people just walk away because you've took away the emotion of it. Whereas if you've got a balance of the two, people will still stick around for that side of things, won't they? So that's why we're going to be really careful about how you manage that you don't make it so like sort of big club Chelsea type background, because that's not us, is it? And if we have a season where it's a bit off, you need people to stick with the club regardless and sort of follow on with what we've built in recent years. So I just think they've got to be, it's just that there must be a balance. Mark's right, and you just got to find that balance so that it doesn't destroy the sort of growth that we've had. And because it'd be a real shame to sort of see that dwindling away again. It's nice to go up to the CBS and have it all like bouncing and all people with their kids. I mean, that's just great to see, isn't it? And people walking around wearing shirts, and like that's all new, isn't it? And we don't want to lose that.
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, as I was saying, when we did the show last Friday down at the ground, the little kids were that excited to get the new shirt. You know, I asked 3 kids. I says, "What's it like now at school when you go to school and your mates have got a Man United shirt or a Chelsea shirt or whatever on?" And they were like, "We're all right because we're Cov fans and we're wearing a Cov shirt." You know, that sort of thing. And it's you know, it's just great that they are proud to wear a Cov City shirt now. You know, and what, 9 years ago you wouldn't see kids walking around the street. I went to Aldi this afternoon in Leamington, the first thing this morning in Leamington before I went to work, and there was a little kid come out wearing the gold and black checkered training top. You know, I mean, it's brilliant. You know what I mean? It's just brilliant, and that's how good the club's got. And you can thank Dave Body, you can thank Mark Robbins for all that sort of thing, because they brought that community spirit back to the club. And shows like ours.
Well, yeah, I believe we have. I'm going to read some more comments. Does the panel think Frank's had the pitch shortened so Sims can get into the game because he's not working? We'll have to play on a half a pitch. He's getting some sticks tonight, Vicky. I hope you got your script ready. Pagagon, I see you noticed you took this picture now. Pagagon, Binks was great at any supports forum. He was always answered questions with honesty. Dave McGee, I'm very worried at DK looking for a new stadium. I hope Mike, Ashley and DK can settle on a long-term positive venture that it deserves. PUSB. I don't understand why they can't get a 10-year deal signed. What about Norman Bissett, loan or sale? No doubt Miles will mention that in a sec. Neil Jakes, surely the day a kid can't get an autograph, that's a dark day. Yeah, well, Neil's at one of those events, and he did some great pop figures, and he did one of Milan, I think, and he just wanted it signed so he could give a surprise for his mate, son, and they just would not do it.
Sakamoto.
Yeah, not the player. He was just told no, basically. Can't do it. Don't Miles and Claudia look cool in their 100% wonderful new CCFC kit? Yeah, I've got the full kit on, actually. Shorts and socks.
Hold on a sec. No, Dave, I've got the better shirt.
Yeah.
We're in the playground now. My shirt's better than yours.
You know what? Because I saw the video, and apparently my mate at work says, oh, by the way, the size you wanted, I had the last one of it. I said, yeah, if them pair hadn't spent most of the time chatting and just got me the shirt, I'd have been all right. But he said, I've got the last size that you wanted. Brilliant.
Do you know what?
He put it on and he said, it's still too tight for him.
Right, that I've got right. So people are moaning about the fit. So the replica shirt must be different to the player one then, because I always have a large, and this is a large, and it fits better than last season's replica. So the replica shirts must be a smaller size than these then, because this is true to this fits perfect. This shirt.
I've always gone for bigger shirts anyway. I don't like tight clinging clothes. So
just like your jeans, isn't it? With the big baggy flares on them.
It's a bit like the big baggy pants I bought for the holiday. We're out shopping. Quick story. We're out shopping, and Caroline says, "You don't need them. They're way too big." I said, "No, they'll be fine. They'll be fine." I got them out. They're like the size of a kite when I got them home. Absolutely massive. I said, whatever you do, never hang them out on the washing line. They're so big. I've never seen pants like it. Anyway, when I was on holiday, I've done my neck in, and I'm struggling with it at the minute. So Caroline's arranged a massage for me on holiday in Italy. So I've gone to this massage parlor, and the girl said, "This is clean, don't worry." The girl said, would you like to take your shorts off? And I remembered I got my big pants on. I said, no, it's all right. I'll keep them on, thanks. I thought, take your shorts off. She's going to think, those pants are bigger than your shorts. I could get them up here. They're ridiculous.
That's why you got a bad neck.
She's going, I told you they were too big.
I knew this was going to be a long show.
Well, I'm not sure what she meant by I don't think you realise you're not that big. I don't know what she meant by that. Anyway, Frank Wood says the top clubs have very little fan interaction because that is not their main audience. Worldwide Sky customers are the target audience. Well, we got a bit of that in CWR trying. How many interviews last season where you never got the reaction from Frank because he's too late because he'd been talking to Sky and ESPN and everybody else, CBS, and eventually he got to CWR and it was like you have to wait till the following morning for the reaction. Anyway, not this season. We're going to be doing it after games, aren't we? Hopefully, all being well. So,
well, you are. I don't think I've got the time. I don't think I've got the time.
Pagagon says, agree, Neil, when they can't find time to engage with kids, there's something wrong. Yeah, I think it's going to be limited what they do. Oh, there's Cameron De Rossi. Here he is. Buongiorno. I watched the game on YouTube, Real Betis channel. Coventry played well. Only need to get strikers scoring. Christopher Baker. Even Chris. I think Claudia is correct. I can see why the club have done it. Time and again, a small minority prove they can't behave themselves around players and ruin it for the majority.
Well, it was like the first one we ever did at the tavern. I remember this. We had Matty Godden, and I can't remember who the second one was, but it was Matty Godden. And it was such a pleasure. And there was these guys behind us heckling all the way through the show. And at the end of the night, I don't know if you've been to the tavern upstairs, anyone who's watching, but you go up the stairs, you've got 2 mannequins with a shirt on. And these blokes nicked the goalkeeper shirt off it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the sort of things that gives everyone a bad name, doesn't it? I jokingly said to Gordon, "Oh, I was going to have that."
Yeah, that was crap, actually, wasn't it? It was really poor to do that. And they're Cov fans as well. They just nicked the shirt.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, from a Cov pub, and to nick something from a Cov City pub, I think was just wrong. Absolutely wrong.
Yeah. Ralph Wiggins says it's called a narrow boat. That's what it's called.
Not called a barge.
Well, it was a barge.
It's a barge. It's not a narrow boat. That's like calling a batch a roll. It's not a narrow boat. It's a barge.
Barge is something I do when it looks like there's only 2 pies left behind the counter. I do a bit of barging. I've got to get
That's
in there.
why your shirt don't fit. How many did you have last night? 4, 5?
Oh dear, it's not a holiday. Too much eating. Sim's hate is getting beyond a joke, says Christopher Baker. I think Vicky agrees. Question is, what are the rules for you lot at the Stag and the Hen? Are you going to sign autographs?
No
I don't mind.
On the night, I'm afraid.
I don't mind at the venue, but not in the car park.
Yeah, not in the car park. No, at the venue you can have your picture took with us and everything if you want. No, it's just going to be a good night. It's going to be a crack. We're going to have a great night.
Is it going live, Miles? Is it going live like it is now as well?
I think we are. We are.
Okay.
I need to just. I was thinking. I don't know yet. We'll talk Tuesday because we've got a meeting Tuesday, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
Christopher Baker's just messaged me, and he's upped the ticketing. We've been told we're allowed a few more tickets because the allocation's sold. So he's just added a few more. We've been told, we've been in touch, and we've just added a few more because I think someone, I think Brian Tully put a comment up. Can you still turn up on the night? I'd rather if you can get the ticket, that would be great because then we know when we've reached the allocation. So he's just put a few more on there now. So we did reach the magic number, but we've just confirmed we can have 20 more tickets.
Where's this for? The Stag and Hen or David Speedie?
Stag and Hen.
Stag and Hen. 20 more tickets.
Chris Baker was helping me out with this because I didn't know how to do the ticketing, so I've left Chris in charge.
Oh, right. So, okay. It's a bit like a supporters club. If you joined our supporters club, you could have got a ticket.
Yeah. And also, David Speedie is selling really quick. So it's only been live. I think it's 2 weeks now, is it?
Yeah.
About 2 weeks it's been live. So they've sold over 80 tickets now for David Speedie.
Blimey,
so,
that is good.
It's brilliant. So get your tickets in. Get on there. Let's get. Where's my picture? There's my picture. Get your David Speedie tickets in. The link is in the YouTube description. Or you can head over to Walsgrave Workingmen's Club. Buy your tickets now. 26th September. But get his book. You can get his book. It's on sale. Pre-order now. Bring that along. He'll sign it as well. He don't mind. He won't be going in the car park. So he'll be fine signing the books in the room. So make sure you're down there.
We could play a game, Miles. See if you can push him into the hoardings.
I just want to ask him what was it like going in goal. That's all I want to ask him. And here's the fans forum. If you haven't forgot, if you haven't or whatever, if you haven't got your ticket, start the season fans forum down at Stag and Hen next Thursday. This is going to be great. I'm so looking forward to this. Free entry. Get your tickets now. Please sign up to it now. You can get the link in the YouTube channel description, or you can copy that on the screen. What is right there, and that will send you to the ticketing. It is free. And you get a free chip batch, and we have a raffle prizes as well. 2 tickets to see Tom Grennan to give away. These are special tickets. I can't believe I'm going twice in 5 days to see him. It's ridiculous. So we've got 2 tickets to give away for Tom Grennan. We've got this wonderful picture that has been hand sketched by Gordon Tulliard. What the guy is just amazing. I've seen him again at the ground last Friday. We had a good chat, and he loves doing this. And I'll tell you a story about this picture. So, you know, Godiva Festival, there was an artist tent there, and he went down to do an exhibition, and he needed something to draw while he was in the tent doing an exhibition. And he decided to do this while he was at Godiva Festival. Well, started it at Godiva Festival, finished it when he got home. So this was done down there in the War Memorial Park. That makes it even more special, doesn't it, Vic?
Yeah, it does. Definitely. I was there. Well, I sadly didn't go to the artist tent. I wish I had now.
Oh, there you go. You would have seen him. So there you go. Yeah. So it's even more special. It was started at the Godiva Festival in the War Memorial Park. Right. Any more comments before we talk the next thing? I don't know what he's doing. I never know what he's doing.
I'm just starring things.
Oh, okay.
Dave McGee says, I have a real beer belly, and notice this year's shirt is closer. So the wife said, sort your beer belly out, dear. Perhaps I might get professional.
I'll tell you, it's nothing wrong. I've got a little beer belly. I'm on a diet, though, by the way. I look good down on.
I need to go on one. Rob Wilson says the pro shirts are lovely, but I can confirm they are not more breathable than the fan shirt. I still sweat like a pig. Also have to agree with Miles. Sizing is perfect.
Rob, that's my cousin. Right, Rob, disagree about sweating in it. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. It is so nice, and the badge is just amazing.
Finn, get someone from the Memorial Park. Can't do any worse than what we have got. Absolute punchless. I always talk about the strikers, no doubt. And Dave McGee says, Claudio's pants were just discussed with my wife. She thinks I'm not intellectual. Claudio's pants conversation. She's convinced we are very intellectual. I'm just sharing a holiday story of my holiday pants. I've even boiled washed them. They still haven't shrunk. Nicholas James says, no, it's not. It's a narrow boat, Miles. We had one.
It's a barge.
Lead time, to be fair to Sims.
And not from Coventry if they don't call it a barge.
That's a posh way of saying batch, isn't it? A barge. Come a barge, please.
Do you say bath or do you say bath?
Well, when I say bath, I get told off by my wife because I should be bath. Lee Dan.
What about you, Vicky? Do you say bath or bath?
I don't know, actually. It's hard now because I didn't say naturally. I don't actually know what I say.
Do you say grass or grass? I'm going to cut the grass.
Grass. I'm going to cut the grass.
Cut the grass.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember about the canal boat thing. So we went on a school trip on the canal, and I can't remember whether we called it a barge, a canal boat, or a narrow boat, or what we called it. I actually fell in the canal as well.
That's brilliant. Sorry.
There's a very important picture of me like dripping wet, having fell in the canal.
Fantastic.
We've got to get that picture on here. We need that picture. Have you still got it?
I have still got it, yeah.
Oh, you got to get it out. We got to get the show. That's brilliant. I fell in the cut. Love it.
Lee Dan says, to be fair to Sims, he can be a good finisher. Evidence from 23-24 season, banging in pure goals with has you right, but some things are missed and it's not working. Have I frozen? I can hear myself.
I can see you now. It's me.
Rob Wilson, I stayed behind after the Rovers game. To be fair, the players had loads of time for my boy Logan. They made his night, plenty of chat and loads of photos and signatures. Yeah, I think it seems to be more chance after when they're coming out the ground than staying focused. As apparently I was told by Jack that Frank wants the team to be focused before the game, and my comment was, well, maybe we should pass that information on to our defence.
Brilliant.
Dave McGee will try to make Stag Pub. Thanks, lads. Yeah, do so. And please, if you do come and you watch the show, please let us know as you are. That'd be great.
What if you are what?
who you are.
Oh, who you are? Yes.
There you go. Look, it's official.
What?
It's from Anne. Miles,
What?
it's a narrowboat.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a barge. I am not giving up on this one. It's a barge. I've been taught all my life it's a barge. Honest, it's a barge. It's not a bloody narrowboat. Right? My mother-in-law, she calls it a motorhome. I call it a camper van. Right? A motorhome is one of them big things, massive, long, like a lorry or like a bus. That's a motorhome. One of these Ford Transit things with a cabin on the back of it, that's a camper van. It's not a motor.
We need to know what the difference is then, don't we?
A narrowboat and a barge is a barge. It's a barge. Is a narrowboat is a barge. Barge is it's a barge.
I thought the difference was that a barge is for transporting goods and a narrowboat is for like people, like to live on and travel on.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's...
No, because on the barge, on one of those that you transported stuff on.
Someone else has said that. So that's what Paul Cuttipper thinks as well.
What?
What I've just said. Paul Cuttipper's just said the same. Look.
You live on a narrowboat and a barge is for working. But no, it's a barge.
He's not going to move from it. This is
I'm not having it.
Trevor Merriman, Claudio, am I being stupid? If the massage was for your neck, why did she ask you to take your shirt? Something doesn't add up there. Well, to be honest, I thought that. So I lay on my front, and then she said, "Would you like to roll over?" And I thought, "Where's this going?" And I've never felt so scared in all my life. I tensed up more than relaxed on the right side. And then she finished the massage, which was all above board, I should say. And she whispered in my ear in Italian, "Take your time getting up," like that. And I thought, "Oh, what's just happened?" And I quickly grabbed my shorts, put them on, and ran out. So. Yes. Right. Anyway, Dave McGee, if you make me wife Fatma happy, lads and girls, I can get a taxi drive free, fingers crossed. Oh, I think I said that right. Wayne Go says, got 2 tickets, my guys. I quickly jump. I hate it when he does that. And Brian Tully says, what's going on with the long sleeves? They've been taken off the website now as well. Oh,
don't know. That means you got to buy a short sleeve.
I don't know, actually.
Oh. By the way, Chris Baker says tickets for David Speedie are also available behind the bar at the Walsgrave Workingmen's Club.
Excellent. Right, and joiner. This is the last we're going to have on the barges. Barges are working boats. Narrow boats are for leisure and for living on, which we do.
Yeah, I'm with that on that.
No, not having it. It's a barge.
All right. And Kenneth said, I think they've forgotten our live. Be talking about dinghies next. Talking of barges, that's what Sims has to do up front, surely? A bit of barging, a bit of argy-bargy. That's what he needs to do. Come on, Vicky, talk us through it.
I actually took his photo down tonight because I thought I was speaking to Chris about it earlier, and we were agreeing that we just feel like some of it's just got unnecessarily harsh. So I thought I'm going to take the photo down because I can't really be doing with an evening of like constant digging. And actually yesterday I saw him have a couple of I actually saw him getting into a couple of the scuffles with the Real Betis player that kept trying to block him off, and I thought, well, that's good. Hopefully he's going to, like Frank's spoken to him about, just been a bit tougher up front. But I don't know. I mean, we all know what I think. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. And the trouble is now I've got to the stage where I'm reading comments where people are effectively making up stuff about him to like have a dig. And I think that takes it past, like we can all have opinions about players and like whether we think they're the right fit for the club and whether they fit our style. Like we spoke earlier about Sheaf and Grimes and whether they can play together. That's all fair, but for me, some of the stuff about Sims now is going far past that, and so for me, it's too much. And yeah, I think we're starting a new season. Surely, at the very least, on the basis that he's still here and he's still our player, we want to get behind him and see whether we can get back the player that scored 19 goals in the season before last, because that's to our benefit. We know that he can score goals in the Championship. Last season, he wasn't helped particularly. Firstly, by Robbins taking him in out of the team, so every time he scored, he was dropped, which was just weird. Ironically, our 10-run winning streak, where we actually sort of was probably the only reason we made the playoffs, because we had that good spell, was the only time when Sims actually regularly played. So, in some ways, while he scored enough goals last season, he still contributed to a team that achieved the playoffs. You just think, well, any player that's still here, surely you just want to get behind and try and get the best out of them. But it is what it is, isn't it?
I think
some people are never going to be persuaded, unfortunately. So.
That's all very, I think, valid points, Vicky. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very valid. Right, I'm having the last say on this, you lot. On the upside, it's a canal barge. Boom. Thank you very much indeed.
You can't get family members to back you up.
No, trust me. Oh, and by the way, Mrs. Bouquet fell in the canal.
Maybe Vicky was a stunt double.
I've got to get that picture. Right, I knew this was going to be a long show. Bugger. Right, quick word on Binks. I'm sad to see him go. I know he didn't get much game time, but I'm going to say why I'm going to miss him, because I'll never forget his tackle on Bruno Fernandes. I thought it was absolutely brilliant, and it has to be the best tackle I think I've ever seen a defender take out on a pitch. I just thought it was flipping brilliant, and the way Bruno got up complaining about it was like, oh, just shut up. He had you, big style. And I'm going to miss Binksy, because I think he was class, and that win at QPR, not last season, the season before, when Sims scored a couple of goals, didn't he, that game? He was great. He was talking to the fans while he was training and stuff like that before the game, and he was geeing the fans up and stuff. So I know we didn't see enough of Binks, but I thought he was all right. I really did. And look, I always stick up for Latibodier because he's Jamaican, but he's better than Latibodier, I thought, Binks. And do you know what? On the bright side of him going, we got him on a free, and we sold him for £2.5 million. So it ain't bad business, is it, really, when you look at it that way? And I think it's good business for the club. I'm sorry that he's gone, because I did like Binks. I think I preferred Binks over Kitchen, to be honest. But yeah, and that's how I remember Binks. So good luck to him out in Denmark. He's gone, and it's a good luck to him, and I'm sure he'll do well. But we've made £2.5 million, Claudio.
Yeah, I'm sad to see him go. I thought it was all right. I like Binks. It was different to the other centre halves, but for some reason, there's too many games where he just wasn't at it. And for me, the Luton game was the end of him, really. The calamity of Collins, and then even after the calamity, Binks had the chance to clear it, and he completely screwed up, really, didn't he? But we need better central defenders, and we need the funds to do it. And that's any way we're going to do it, is by selling people, and we have to make room, basically. And I know he got a bit of a decent pass on him, but I don't know. We just need more than that, really. But I liked him. I did like him, but we still need better. My missus just bought me some champagne. It's a strange night, this is.
Unbelievable. Oh, I've been put right. We did pay for Binks. I'm sure we got him on a free.
It was undisclosed, wasn't it? I thought undisclosed fee.
Undisclosed. There you go.
Million.
But I'm sure. But they're saying, I've seen it there. They reckon he's on 30k a week. If that's the case, then he needs to go, because he's not worth 30k a week. That's for sure.
He's only had a sip of that. He's only had a sip of that champagne. And what do you think, Vic? What do you think to Binksy?
I liked Binks, and I suppose it's the same, isn't it? I guess he was the sort of player that was like he was when we saw him at the supporters' evening, he was an approachable type player. I don't know, he had some good signs. I think fundamentally the problem that he had is once we dropped from a back five to a back four, his defensive vulnerability stood out too much. He was probably the best footballing defender we had, like the ability to sort of come out and some of those balls used to ping across the Sakamoto and things like that worked when he was playing in a back five, and so we had somebody alongside him. I think too often when he was playing in a four, we saw things like the Luton game where just mistakes were made, and I think so his better season was a season on loan, and that's why, and that was a good season, and we've all got sort of fond memories of that, and that's why he'll go with most people's best wishes. But I think in the long run, it just didn't work out once we started changing the way we were playing. He didn't quite fit in, unfortunately, then. So he wasn't getting enough game time. He obviously wanted more game time. And probably the Denmark League will suit him better as well, I suspect. So it's probably a win-win all round, isn't it? But no, it's a shame. I liked him. I'd have been happy if he was still here next season. But equally, if the funds allow us to do some business, then that's good too, isn't it?
Yeah. And if I got it wrong, I'm very sorry. People have put me right. It did cost money, but as you say, it was undisclosed. So we're not sure how much that would have been in the end. Norman Bissett, then, Vic. Would you loan him? Would you let him go?
I'd loan at this stage, personally.
Yeah.
I think he needs game time. It's going to go one of two ways with him. There's promise, isn't there? And he's either going to have regular game time and grow and show that he can be something, or he'll just sort of fizzle out a bit. And for me, once we've got him into contract, why not loan him out and then assess at the end of that season and see whether some regular game time brings that player out, and it might be that we want to play him, or at least we can sell him for more money that way. So I'd be loaning, personally.
Yeah. Claudio?
Yeah, I think we need to. I think two need to go out from our strikers. We need to get just better quality in, and he's not ready, is he? I'm surprised. It'd be interesting to see how many games he actually plays for us this season, even if he doesn't get put out on loan. Because I'm not sure he's got what we need. I don't think he has. For all the hustle and bustle and the energy, we need a bit more quality. You know, it's for where we want to go to. It's all like sort of, getting into the playoff, but I just want more than that, really. We should. I want to get promoted, 1 or 2. I'm fed up of hanging on for that playoff and hoping we might get through the playoffs, like last season. It's just. It's all right if you do a Sunderland and you're in there comfortably. It's a great start to the season, and by March you can relax, can't you? It's great, but I don't think we're going to get that with the forward line we've got. So people have to be either moved on, loaned out, or whatever, sold to get somebody in with a bit more quality. I mean, for all we know, it could be one of the youngsters. It could happen, couldn't it? It's like I said, it happened at Sunderland. Why can't we do it?
Yeah. I think you're right. I think a lot of people have said it on here before that Bissett, I think you loan him out to a lower half championship team, give him a loan, or I don't think it would work loaning him out abroad because it's not the same sort of league as what we're playing in. I think he needs to learn what this league's all about. So maybe loan him to Oxford or someone like that, which we've said before, haven't we? We could probably do that. I don't think, for me, we should get rid. I don't think we should sell him because there's definitely something there with him, isn't there? But like you say, Claudio, he runs around. He don't know where he's going half the time. Bless him.
It could end up like another Tavares, couldn't he? Basically.
Yeah. If we keep putting him on the bench and stuff, he could he could end up being that way, which we don't want. So, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens this week, because things might start moving. Season's only a week away. So, anything could happen, couldn't it? Anything. So, and if we bring in another striker, then he's got to ship out a couple of strikers, hasn't he? And then that's how we'll have to see what happens there. Right, next then, last subject. This is a marathon. I told you it's a marathon tonight, didn't I? Not a
hurry up.
Cloud goes back.
I'll be on my second glass of champagne if you don't hurry up.
Okay, so I was talking to Robin in the hospital this evening. It's his birthday, and we were chatting away, and we were talking about where does the club go now. So the reason I say this is because I watched that game last night, and it was quite promising with the new signings that we've brought in. And I was really surprised how good Kessler Hayden was. I was shocked. I really was. And I was amazed because he was rapid, man. And he was good on the ball. He was good in the air. And we've covered that area. You got Brow, who played well. We've covered that area now on the left-hand side at the back, which is great. Absolutely great. But where do the club go now? Do we stick or do we twist? And what I mean by this is, do we bring in what's the word, Vic? You said it backstage.
Marquee signing.
That's the one. A marquee signing. Do we sign now a marquee signing? And do we sign? I think we need 3 more players. That's what I think. I think we need 3 more players. Do we go and sign a marquee player? Do we twist with that? Or do we stick and just build gradually? Come to you first, Vicky.
Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? Because the trouble is with a marquee signing or anything, like if you gamble, the trouble is there's still no guarantee, is there? We've seen clubs try that. No matter what you do, no matter who you bring in, there's still no guarantee how the season will pan out. And so you can do that and then find yourself in the Championship and then potentially with some financial difficulties depending on how that pans out. And obviously we've seen how that's turned out badly for some clubs. And so it's difficult because if we could do it safely, I suppose fundamentally we've been so close to having no football club at all, and now we're like this complete opposite end of that journey. From when we got relegated to League Two and we're thinking, are we even going to have a club to support next season if we drop out of the league and we fizzle away, to now being so close to the Premier League? What we don't want is to go back to the worries about having a club and situations that we've seen with clubs that have got into financial difficulty by over gambling. So it's difficult because I think a marquee sign would be great. I think something that just puts a marker down to say that we're taking this season seriously is great. But fundamentally, I'd rather have a club to support long term, whatever league they're in, than risk the future of the club. And so it's got to be a balance between the two for me personally.
Yeah. Okay. Claudio?
Yeah. I mean, the problem is it's the cash situation, isn't it? And I don't think the King's got very deep pockets. And to do what we think he should do, someone's got to go, basically. And then you're looking at players who've got value. And for me, favourite would be Milan, probably get 8-9 million for him, maybe. So that'll straight away give us some money. We've got the money coming from Vic, which will be about 4 probably after we've given the money to Brighton. That's the problem, Miles. But I think we do need a couple of players that make other players go, well, think, blimey, they mean business. A bit like Wrexham did in the lower divisions, where down there they're saying, hey, they're building a team to get promoted here. I know we can only spend so much, but we've not really spent anywhere near enough of what we can spend without getting into trouble. And I know he's doing a great job of balancing the books and all the rest of it, and we're plodding along and we've got into the playoffs, blah, 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 but we're still in the Championship. And I think we'll still stay in the Championship unless he brings in 2 or 3 good players in the next month or so. Because I truly don't believe this squad at the moment is good enough to get promoted. I'm not saying we're rubbish, but we're not top 2, we're not top 3. There we are.
So is that stick or twist?
Just Claudio, not even to answer the question.
So that's twist. We've got to spend some blinking money. Come on, Doug.
Got a twist.
You can't keep playing the fans forever. I know CC did nothing, but I think the fans have responded in the last 2.5 seasons since he's come in, and we are buying absolute shed loads of stuff at the club, and the ground's getting filled and all the rest of it. We need a bit more than fringe players coming in, don't we? We need, proper signings.
I mean, the other reason I brought this up, I listened to, there was a bit of sports talk yesterday. I was on my lunch and it come up on YouTube, and Neil Warnock was talking, and they were talking about teams coming up, teams in the Championship. How do you think they're going to fare? And he went, oh, well, Birmingham and Wrexham, they're splashing the cash. I think they're going to be up there or thereabouts. And then he goes, they said, so what about Coventry? He went, no, they're going to find it tough this season. They're not going to do it. And that's why I brought it up, because it's that sort of hit a nerve with me. He's a twat anyway, but I don't care what he
splashing
says,
the cash is no guarantee of anything, is it? I mean, we saw we've seen other clubs splash the cash, and we've then done better than them season on season in recent years, and we haven't quite managed to get over the final hurdle. But I don't know, you look at like Hull gambled, didn't they, and then got nowhere near, and then so there's lots of clubs that have splashed cash, and it means nothing in the long run. So that's the gamble, isn't it? It's actually better to spend well, isn't it, than lots. It's about getting the right players in as much as anything.
And it's difficult because we've mentioned, someone's mentioned Sargent in the chat. There's Sands as well from Norwich. There's 2 or 3 other players have gone, but they've gone for like 15, 20 million. And I'm thinking, well, we can't afford that. But these are players we wanted. Yeah. And that's what they go for. And that's the other issue, because we haven't got that kind of money, have we? So it's so... I mean, Frank has got his work cut out this season. If Frank gets us into the top 6 this season again, that's another great job, isn't it, really? But I just don't think we need to twist, I think, to get promoted. I don't think we'll do it with this squad, and we won't do it with this defence.
No. So you mentioned Milan being the asset, but he ain't just the only asset, is he? You got Radoni. But do you think 8-9 million is a bit short for Milan?
It possibly is. I mean, I'm just being conservative. I don't say 15 because they'll be slagging me off in the comments. But no, if he went for 9 million, I wouldn't be surprised, because we've doubled our money, haven't we? Pretty much.
But but it's for me. I don't think it's enough. For me,
I mean,
I don't think. Yeah, but the way players are selling at the moment is stupid money. Why would we let a player? Mini Phoenix Gamers just come and said 12 to 15 million easily. So why would we let him go for any less than double figures on that? What, Vic? Would you take any less than 9? I mean, would you take 9, or would you want more?
I think, like you said, on the basis of what we're seeing players go for, I think I'd want more. And actually, that's been the one thing that Doug has been good at, hasn't it? Like driving. I mean, we saw with the whole situation around Vic when Sporting was saying that they weren't going to pay as much as Doug valued him at, and in the end, he got the money he wanted, didn't he? And so he's been quite good at that. And so you'd like to think that if we are going to sell any of our assets for growth purposes, because I mean, the ideal situation is you've got some rich investor that means you haven't got to sell your assets to go again. But if we're going to, it's going to be about maximising how much you get for that player. And so I think at least 10 million plus, really.
Yeah, because if you think about it though, like Claudia's just said, the players that we would love to have signed, they're going for 20 million, 15, 20 million. So if we got 9 million or 12 million for Milan, who are we going to get? So surely you're better off keeping players like Milan and Radoni. You're better off trying to hold on to them, surely.
I think, especially with Radoni, I mean, the thing with Milan, if we had a couple of players lined up that we needed to hit that money for, we know that we've brought in like a decent player at right back now, haven't we? So whereas Radoni would be a massive miss and hard to replace as well because of what he brings to the team. So I think you're only doing that for silly money. Like if someone comes in with silly money, that's the only way you let someone like Radoni go. Whereas someone like Milan, we've got some reasonable cover there, and if it allowed us to bring in some players that gave us more quality in certain positions, then there's some benefit to that, isn't there? I think it's just weighing that up, really. That's the trouble, isn't it? When you're a club and you haven't got unlimited resources, it's all about working out the best way to get the best out of the limited resources that you have got, and it's a balancing act, generally, isn't it?
Yeah,
and also you could get around with not spending money if there will be people on free contracts that are good enough to pick up. It does happen. But then you've got to pay the money, the wage, haven't you, I suppose?
Yeah.
It's like you're saying about Radoni. If we didn't get 25 million for him, I'd be absolutely annoyed. Minimum.
Oh, I'd want minimum 30 personally. Yeah. If we get less, if he goes for less than 30, I just think that's a joke.
Because
especially when you look at Bellingham, who's gone to Dortmund for silly money. You not being funny, but Radoni's better than him all day long.
And you look at the goal he scored last night. No one was surprised that Radoni scored last night. He was the one who saw the back pass, nipped it and scored. It's massive.
Yeah.
It's massive to us at the minute. You could always play him as a false number 9, to be honest.
Definitely.
Just stick him up there because he can score goals. It's a great question. I'd like to see us twist. And the thing is, you could buy somebody and not lose money on them anyway. If it doesn't work out, we don't get promoted. You just sell them and go back to what we were doing. You need to sign players. It's like Haji Wright. I mean, would we get our money back? It's one of those you don't know, do you?
No.
But some clubs will still pay it because they'll be desperate for it. They'll just want to sign somebody. It happens.
Well, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens over the next few days. Obviously, we've got a game coming up Saturday, and then we'll see what goes on after that. Before we get the final comments in, just to give you an update, if you haven't already, get your tickets bought now for Thursday, the 7th of August. Start of the season fans forum hosted by us, Sky Fans TV, free chip batch, quiz night, and a raffle. Some great prizes, 2 tickets to see Tom Grennan, who's one of them. And then if you haven't already, head over to the Walsgrave Workingmen's Club Facebook page or on our YouTube account, on our page on every show over the last couple of weeks. There's a link you can buy your tickets now for David Speedie. It's selling really well. Over 80 tickets sold so far. So this is going to be a bumper crowd. And I think the room holds about 150, 200 people. It's a big old room. So it'd be great if we could fill it for that. It would be absolutely amazing. So yeah, that'd be great. Just a couple of facts then before we go to comments about Saturday's game. You got some facts about St Pauli.
Yeah, St Pauli. So they're obviously German. Full name, Fußball Club St Pauli, von 1910. I've had a drink, Mars. This could go horribly wrong now. Now the cult club known for political activism, St Pauli is famously associated with left-wing and counter-cultural values. The club was the first in Germany to officially enact a set of guiding principles in 2009, emphasizing tolerance, social responsibility, inclusivity, activity, including anti-racism, anti-sexism, anti-homophobia. The iconic skull and crossbones, originally introduced by punk fans in the 1980s, the Jolly Roger skull and crossbones became an enduring symbol of St Pauli rebellious identity. And basically, they're from Hamburg. So they're the second club in Hamburg. They play in chocolate. The chocolate and white is their kit. And despite the modest on-field success, St Pauli enjoys fiercely loyal support, averaging up to 95% attendances in their grounds, even when in the second Bundesliga. It boasts around, I think it's, I'm just reading it here, sorry, 30,000 club members. And more than 500 official fan clubs worldwide, from Tokyo to Buenos Aires. And after 13 years away, St Pauli earned promotion back to the Bundesliga in 2024, celebrated with a wild fan scenes after a 3-1 win against Unnersbruck. They also maintained a friendly bond with Bayern Munich, notably demonstrated when Bayern played a benefit match in 2003 to support St Pauli financially, a rare alliance between ideologically opposite clubs. There you go.
Wow.
There we go. If for playing them away, it would have been incredible. Be interesting to see what they bring on Saturday, support wise.
You say they wear brown. Are they? Is their kit supplied by Hummel?
Oh, good question.
I
don't know. Maybe it is.
Have a quick look.
Have a quick
Go on,
look.
have a quick look.
Your mate played them as well, didn't he?
Yes.
Sorry?
Victor had some games for them as well, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Your mate Lee, or Lee, the chap with the beard on the internet, I've messaged you, mate Lee. If you can message us back, we want you to come on the show, please, if you don't mind. And if anyone else would like to come on the show as a guest, then please get in touch, info@skybluefans.tv. Email us, get on the show. Come on. We'll get you on one week. You can come on as a guest, and you can have your say on the Sky Blues. We love having new guests on every week or every other week. It'd be fantastic. So please come on, and you're more than welcome to join the team and have your say on the mighty Sky Blues. So get in touch with us, info@skybluefans.tv, and we can pick up your email and we'll get you on. I did reply to some people that wanted to come on, but they never got back to me for some reason. So if you are watching, you did get in touch with us to come on. I have replied to you, but no one's replied back. So there you go.
They wear a Puma kit.
Oh, we won't be having that then. Right then. Okay. Right.
Well,
let's get some last comment. What?
They're German, aren't they? So Puma or Adidas would be favourite, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I am Goosebump says, annoying that we will end up late in the window doing business, but a lot of bigger clubs have. It's a domino effect, and unfortunately we are in the second in the food chain. Finn says, Milan, Sheaf, Sims, Basset equals Sargent. That's the issue, isn't it? You have to sell a lot of players to buy one in. Monaco and Betis have made Milan look ordinary. I don't see any team offering more than 10 million for him. JJ Pet says, fullbacks don't sell for much compared to other positions, possibly the least valued position. Where are all these loans from Chelsea, Frank? That's what Mick Davenport says. I just think that's just more media, that is, and speculation. Claudio, how do you know he ain't got no money? Well, he hasn't to spend. He won't spend his own money on players. Paul Stratton, Doug desperately needs to keep us all fans on side. If he does nothing, the Sky Blue Army will let him know their feelings. Pompey Lil says, Rodoni's a better number 9 than Sims. Your mate Lee says, good evening. Good evening, Lee. Lee Dan, Merlin, it's okay-ish. Merlin, it's okay-ish. Man City poached some of our best talent recently. He's on about the academy, I believe. Gilly P. Lee Dan wants me to do a drunk drunken elephant. Well, I can't because my neck's hurting at the minute. So, GDP, agree with Vicky. If we're doing a Brentford model, MVE is saleable to improve the squad. That the type of returns we've had from a purchase like Vic, Gus, and Rudy are few and far between. The trouble is, Brentford was selling players for millions, though. And they were buying players in for quite a lot.
Gilly P's just come on and said, get Alex Craig, Matt SB. We have had Alex on, and he is going to come on again. We have contacted Matt SB, but he never replies. So
yeah, the trouble is, Matt does something virtually every day, doesn't he? So it's
he's always busy, so that's probably why.
It does take time, all this stuff. Lee Dan says, yes, Lee Bearded Gardner. We had a chat in Stadium Car Park Wednesday, PUSB.
Not the dreaded car park again.
Tubbs, Jamie Vardy is still available. Just a shame he played for Leicester.
I wouldn't have Jamie Vardy.
Oh, he's going to go Premier League still. He still thinks he can do it, doesn't he? There you go. That's it, Miles, I think. 2.5 hours. Yeah.
Brilliant. 2.5 hours. Right. Thank you so much, everybody. Hope you're all going to enjoy the game on Saturday. I'm definitely going to enjoy it. I can't wait. I'll be down at Dylan's before. I'm DJing down there, filling in for DJ Smithy. So come and say hello. Have a little chat with us. And then going to go and enjoy the game. So hopefully it'll be good. We'll be back on Sunday night. Ken will be hosting, hopefully. He's back from work. He's out on the road. And the team will be back this Sunday. And it should be a good night. And then we've got a little meeting next week, haven't we, guys? So that's going to be good fun. And then we're all ready then for the season. Next Thursday, we'll be building up to the first game. We'll try and get our whole fan on and see if we can get one on and get their perspective about how their pre-season's gone and things like that, because they've got a few financial troubles as well. So we might find out a little bit of info about Hull. And it's just going to be exciting. Can't wait. It's going to be great. The away kit's out any day now. They have said August, and goalkeeper shirts. Well, mine's on its way. Hey, can't wait. It's going to be brilliant. I do like the away goalkeeper shirt. That looks very nice. Really nice.
It does.
So, yeah. And I like the away kit, actually. I think it looks quite cool. But we'll have to see what it looks like. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, X, also on TikTok as well. We are trying to put some little bits out on certain things. Stag and Hen is sold out. That's what Lee Beckett's just said. So there you go. Stag and Hen is sold out. Thank you, guys. Can't wait. That's going to be brilliant. Next Thursday is just going to be so cool. We will see you down the Stag and Hen next Thursday. We will try and get a Hull fan to join us because that will play through the speakers. And I've got a little surprise for next Thursday. So fans might be able to see the away fan. It's just a hope. Oh. There you are. Right. So thank you very much, guys. Claudio, you enjoyed being back?
Yeah, great. I won't be at the game Saturday. I'm down in London for a Basil Faulty Towers lunch. So that should be good. I'll be doing that.
Oh, yeah. They're good. I've done one of them. It's good.
Yeah. So,
brilliant. Cool.
Brilliant.
But I'll be on Sunday night.
Excellent. Lee Beckett says I can support with X if you need.
Oh,
let us know what you mean. Email us, Lee. Email us. Vicky, you enjoyed yourself?
Yeah, always.
Brilliant. Claudio, don't you dare do what Lee Dan's asked for.
I can't. It'll hurt my neck, so I can't do it.
Brilliant. Excellent. We will see you all on Sunday. If you see us at the ground on Saturday, come and say hello, tap us on the shoulder and say, "Oi, I'm such and such." That'd be great. But have a great rest of your night. God, I can't believe I knew it would be 2.5 hours tonight. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you Sunday, and a massive big play up Sky Blues.
Yeah, play up Sky Blues.
Sky Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.